Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Money Line. We are live talking some UFC Atlanta that's coming up this weekend. I am AJ, joined as always by my guy Mike Finch. What's happening, buddy?
Marab Divashvili beats the brakes off of Sugar. I was saying hard R before, so they made me switch, man. Too white to say the hard R. Sugar. Sean O'Malley. He had an incredible finish, AJ. I thought that the finishes from the two champions was pretty impressive on Saturday.
The finish was absolutely savage for both, but let's just talk who we got in front of us. We got Marab, the Marauder. The guy's an absolute savage. Sean O'Malley tried, man, but he was like, this guy's got my number. I'm going to say it. Fuck this shit. I ain't holding back. I think O'Malley knew. Round number 3, Marab got him down a couple times. And I think O'Malley was like, fuck, man, this guy is so strong. I can't deal with this. Position is locked in. The neck is given up. Front headlock into the north-south choke against the cage or towards the cage wraps. I feel like O'Malley mentally, I looked at him at one point in round 3 and I saw that like that frustration of like, fuck. And I think after that, like shortly thereafter is when the finish came. I think Marab broke him. He wilted him. He outdogged him. The wrestling was unmatched. The striking was dangerous too. Marab doesn't stop. You know, he was an amateur boxer too. And they call him the Tornado, bro. I can imagine him just.
I say the Tasmanian Devil.
So he's the Tasmanian Devil. He's the Tasmanian Devil. And he beat Sean O'Malley more handily than last time. Obviously, Corey Sandhagen is next, which I think is a marvelous contest. Please, this is a great fight. I love Corey Sandhagen and Marab. It's a must-watch type main event. I'll say this. The way Corey Sandhagen can win, he's going to need a flying knee. Ultimately, I see him on his back. I see Marab beating him up too. I think you're going to see Marab manhandle Corey. Maybe a decision, but possibly a finish. After this O'Malley finish, I think he's live to submit a striker like Corey as well. Damn, Earl. What do you think?
I mean, I like how hyped up you are for the Corey fight. I do think Marab's a sizable favorite there, I must say, especially after these performances. I mean, coming off of the, Oumar Nurmagomedov fight directly into this performance, Marab is on fire. So I think Corey Sandhagen, who got taken down by Oumar Nurmagomedov, who has nasty jiu-jitsu and striking, you're right, is a decent underdog to Marab. I'll just say that now. You know what else I'll say right now? I got to heat Marab with praise. First of all, he starts the fight, AJ, defensively sound. Do you remember in the first fight? I'm sure you rewatched it back. Marab was moving side to side, way out into the deep end of the pool, while O'Malley was standing on the other side. They couldn't engage at all. And what he's doing is making O'Malley get aggressive so he could take him down. And he started the fight this way this time, but quickly adjusted. And if you listen to Marab after the fight, he's like, I decided I'm going to take more risks. Like, I'm the champion now, and in the first fight, he was saying that, all that mattered was winning the title. All that mattered was winning the fight. And so this time he decided to take more risks. And you saw that he got wild in there. And we've said it before. It's like when Marab's doing this shit, when he's bringing his hands way up, his body's open. When he's bringing his hands way down, his head's open. There are elite strikers that are capable of landing knockout level shots in these areas. The problem is Marab's takedown offense and cardio is just unmatched. It's really cool to see somebody whose number one skill is that they're the hardest worker in the room. His fitness is insane, and he just imposes it on you. And then finally finishes with a choke, because the one knock on Marab, it was the knock on George St. Pierre and many incredible fighters. The knock is, if you can't finish the fight, you're not the GOAT. Well, guess what, folks? Marab can finish the fight too. Very impressive.
It was a star-studded performance that Marab should be proud of for sure, man. Marab's motivational. I mean, the guy works his ass off and is like the essence of that blue collar mentality. You know what I'm saying? He comes in, Joey Diaz would say the immigrant mentality, and look at him becoming a world champion.
Stupid dog. Got the immigrant mentality, dog. Did you see Joey Coco Diaz sitting there?
I saw him watching the fight. He took a star of death before, and he
is that real? Because people keep saying that, and I don't know if that's.
I don't know if he actually took.
I think people are just saying that.
Yeah,
but every comment section is Joey took a Death Star. Isn't the Death Star the thing in Star Wars that takes out the planets? What are people talking about, AJ?
You don't know the Star of Deaths from? Were you a Church of What's Happening Now guy ever?
I saw one episode, and I think Joey fell asleep. I was watching the episode. And this drug addict falls asleep on the show. I love Joey Diaz. It's all good. But no,
at the time
it was not my cup of tea, bro. Literally fell asleep on his own show.
I think if you watch more, like if you go, you can look up clips. Like you could go for the Stars of Death clips, and they're funny as hell, man. Like you got people losing their shit on the show. Jake Ellenberger was on the show. He got too baked and like they had to call it. Like he was sitting there just losing it. Everybody kind of loses themselves on that show a bit if they choose to take a star, but it's good entertainment. Joey and Lee had a good dynamic. Personally, I think that was one of the most fun podcasts, bro.
Got it. Well, yeah. Joey
it's
Diaz
more your stoned having a good time.
You're going to get into trouble hanging out with Joey Diaz, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen him do live stand-up. Joey's very funny. But you know, yeah, that was very popular. Him sitting there spacing out specifically during the Kayla Harrison fight. It's like that's Kayla funny. Like working from side control, and Joey is just in the zone, as my mom used to say when my dad would space out. He's in the zone. Look at him. You know, he'd just be at the kitchen table, like, you know. And Joey is in the zone.
He was in the zone, man. Nonetheless, Marab right now is setting himself up with bantamweight GOAT status. Let me tell you that. I have this mentality here.
Who's better?
Right, I agree.
Who's better? Prime Dominic Cruz versus Marab. Go.
Marab.
It's a good one. TJ Dillashaw versus Marab.
Marab, brother.
You know, there were some good ones, man.
It's a good fight, though. It's a great fight. I'll tell you this, though. I want to see some new matchups, so I really like that the UFC is going to do the Sandhagen Marab fight. And I'm glad they brought Sandhagen on the big screen too. I know Dana White mentioned Oumar Nurmagomedov, but he did also mention that Sandhagen would be next, and then it would be Oumar after the fact. I also like the idea of like if Song Yadong and Oumar were to fight, and then Song wins potentially in a big upset, like then he would get a shot. I like the idea. New blood. Mario Batista's on the way up. Right now, 135 is popping, man. And he even mentioned Marab himself. He said Pantoja, if Pantoja wins, that's a fight that intrigues him. And I think a lot of people would be down for Pantoja shooting for double champ status. I
wanted to see Marab move up and fight Topuria. I mean, how, you know?
Battle of Georgia?
Yeah, no. Dude, we missed out. I don't think that Oumar Nurmagomedov should instantly get a title shot after waiting. Is that what you were saying?
I think Oumar should fight one.
Yeah, he's got to fight one. Oh, yeah. He's got to fight one for sure. Or two. I mean, depending on who they want to match him up with. I don't think anybody but Corey Sandhagen can really look at the title picture there and be like, I'm good to go. No, they should be fighting. I mean, it's like heavyweight. It's like all the best got to fight each other. That division's a great one to watch. And, you know, it sort of lines up, right? The most people weigh about $145, $135, $155 in the world. So those are competitive weight classes. Those are phenomenally hard to get to the top at. And so the elite fighters are extremely impressive.
Nick Couture, thank you for $4.99. He says Buckley, Sy, Bellato, Simón for plus 220. Well, Ricky Simón and Charles Jourdain got canceled, which sucks. Jourdain had an eye injury, just pulled out. I know, I'm pissed. That was one of my most excited fights on the card, especially the prelims.
Don't tell me and AJ talk for 20 minutes before I come on, and you don't tell me that before we come on? You knew this the whole time?
I forgot to mention it, bro. I was going to mention it when we start the show.
Can I tell you something? I literally already wrote out my bet card. That was my lock of the night.
Which
I was
one?
slamming Ricky Simón
Over.
to take out Charles Jourdain. Come on, man. With
Listen,
the
you got
wrestling,
saved.
you
You
saw
got saved
Jourdain
because
take him
Jourdain
down.
had him. Jourdain was gonna get his ass. Jourdain was gonna fucking win a close decision, bro.
Stop.
I'm excited for the rebooking, man.
Stop. You're gonna go Jourdain?
I was gonna go Jourdain. I went Jourdain.
Jourdain was getting taken down by Victor Henry, dude. Ricky Simón's out there cruising with the bruise. I feel like he's gonna get it done. Okay, interesting. And we're on opposite sides. That surprised me too. That's terrible news, AJ.
I know. I'm disappointed. It is what it is. We still got good fights. I do want to keep running through and dropping some quick reactions to this pay-per-view that went down. Real quick, O'Malley obviously still gonna fight. There's Song Yadong fight. There's matchups against Davis and Figueiredo that are still there. Maybe Ayman Zahabi if they're looking to push him down the ranks a bit and give him a chance against somebody that's not as elite. He's gonna fight again. He's not calling it.
And he should stay in the same division. I've heard people say that to me today. Oh yeah, he needs to move up to 145.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Have you seen the size of this motherfucker? He is built like a toothbrush. He needs to absolutely stay lean and quick. He's such a brilliant striker. The timing with Sean O'Malley. Sugar, Jesus, there it is again. Can I say sugar? Is it sugar or sugar?
They call it sugar, bro.
They use both, don't they?
But you can say either one. I don't think anybody's gonna say, "Yo, Finch, you're saying it wrong because you called it sugar."
No, they said that. They said that in my comments, bro.
They said that to you?
Yeah, go check my 5 most confident picks video. Motherfuckers out there hating on the hard R on the sugar. Okay,
really?
Sugar.
They disrespect.
Brilliant, beautiful hands. It's just a matter of getting a delivery system, right? Because
you don't throw them.
When he's out there, when he's out there fighting Merab, he's like, oh fuck. If I fucking commit, I might plant my feet. He might take me down. Merab shoots 30 takedowns a fight. So these guys are out there hesitating, and he's post-surgery. This was like the first fight back from surgery. Everybody says the opposite. They're like, he's hurt last time. Yeah, and guess what? Now he's his first fight back from surgery. Like, that's never great mentally. Oh, who am I fighting? Merab? Oh, shit. So, yeah, he hesitated out there. I think he needs to bounce back like a Cheeto fight, bro. I think
Cheeto Trilogy?
Yeah,
Cheeto Trilogy. Night main event? I'm cool with that.
Cheeto Trilogy, that shit. Unless you do Ayman. That made sense.
Ayman's a hobby only because I'm like, all right, it's a striker, and it's, matchup that we haven't seen before. Guy who's on a tear right now, just got the win over Jose Aldo. I don't know, just a thought, maybe not a reality. If you notice, I'm looking down, Finch. It's because we just got a new fight announcement that I'm creating a graphic for right now.
Oh no!
Do you want me to surprise you with on the breakdown? You want me to surprise you? You want me to tell you?
We got to keep them around. We got to keep the folks engaged.
All right.
All right. So Merab goes up and fights Corey. Sugar Sean O'Malley does the trilogy with Cheeto, or fights Ayman Zahabi, and it's all good. I really enjoyed Merab's performance, man. It was very impressive, and it's cool to see a good person win. I mean, isn't it? Like, he's
a good dude.
I love seeing I love seeing somebody who's genuinely a good human being. Just earn everything, and that's what this is all about. It's beautiful.
Hey, listen, if I'm out in Cali, bro, we gotta line it up when Merab's there. Maybe we could fucking do a Merab fucking, experts mesh up, bro. I think that'd be pretty sick.
That would be sick. Giga, he comes out for Giga. So whenever he's in town training with Giga, maybe I'll ask and we could plan it out. And then you could come when he comes. That would be good.
That'd be sick.
Because he comes out to train with his Georgian brother.
Yeah, gee, I'm excited. I'm excited. We'll see. Either way, happy for Merab. O'Malley, get him a striking fight. Let's get to the co-main. Ladies went after it, and it was a one-sided ass whooping, as many of us expected. Kayla Harrison dominated, made it look easy, took Pena down, subbed her up in the second round. Easy money.
She gets a hold of these women. and they just start doubting themselves. I mean, it is her clinch trips are very impressive. And this one I went all out in, and thank goodness, because I fucked up the heavyweight fight. I bet on Sergey Spivak. We'll talk about that. But I had Kayla Harrison in a parlay hit, and then I had Kayla Harrison submission specifically. And I thought submission because she is just the level difference when she gets to the top position, which I'm confident she gets to against. I mean, Amanda Nunes is pretty big. I'm kind of excited about this next fight.
That's a sick fight.
That's kind of sick. Amanda Nunes looks huge, dude.
Yeah.
So let them do 45. Neither of them want to fight. Let them go up. Let them do 55. Let's just see them go at it.
160. Who cares? No weight cut.
It's like a McGregor Nate Diaz thing.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, how about 170? All right, let's run it. Come on, let the girls. Because have you seen the photos of Kayla Harrison making weight?
Dude, I don't like seeing them. I just saw one with the red light. She looks near death. She said that God takes that last pound off of my when she said that was cold. I'm like, shit. That was cold. That was scary. I'm like, that weight cut is torture for her. She looks like a different person at weigh-ins versus fight day. I mean, she's just got insane grit, but I definitely think that the bantamweight division in her, I mean, how many more times can she do it? Maybe one more for the Nunes fight. And then I think, I get it. Kayla Harrison's going to be the champ, but it's like, this girl is, really putting her health on the line.
Male or female, that's the current most shocking cut like in the game right now. Who's got the hardest weight cut? I can't think of one worse than Kayla Harrison's. The difference between that photo with her with the red light, have people seen it? The difference between that and the woman who was in the cage is just unreal.
You want me to bring it up? I can bring it on screen here.
Yeah, this one.
That's it right there.
Like, where are her traps? Like, it's everything's deflated as to where when she's at, when she's standing there and Bruce Buffer's yelling her name, she is just I really think a special athlete, and with the judo technique and her level on the ground, I didn't see Juliana getting out of the second or third round without being submitted. And sure enough, a Kimura, which is a great one for her. So very impressed by Kayla Harrison.
Very, very, very impressed. Thought it was a dope performance. It was a dope W. And Kayla versus Amanda Nunes is a pretty awesome matchup for women's MMA. We kind of, I think, need it. Women's 135 has always been like the pinnacle of women's like entertainment, right? With the Ronda Rousey era, the Nunes era. And now we got Harrison, who's really good. I like the Nunes versus Harrison fight. And I want to say, man, Kayla Harrison, active, dreaming of being the best. Amanda Nunes has been out for a while. It's going to be over 2 years by the time she comes back. I really sit there and think, does Kayla Harrison's style give Amanda Nunes that trouble? Is Nunes going to be a little slower? And does Kayla sub her? Does Kayla wilt her on the ground? Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Kayla submitted Amanda, especially they used to train together. And Amanda Nunes like has this genuine niceness to Kayla Harrison. It's almost like I could see Nunes wilting to Kayla because they have no tension with one another. And it's like the passing of the torch. You got me. You're from the same gym that I started at. Like, it's really like a passing of the torch to another team member in some weird way. I'm kind of thinking that Kayla Harrison could end up winning that fight. I'm leaning towards picking her, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the striking, the problem with an Amanda Nunes fight is when Amanda's on, her hands are so heavy and her timing's pretty good. Like, she puts that right hand on these women so easily when she's on point. We've also seen the Juliana Pena one fight and etc. But she's a very dangerous striker to get past for Kayla Harrison. Obviously, on the ground, Kayla Harrison is real good. But as far as striking goes, Amanda Nunes can knock any of these women out. It's a cool fight. I just hope they do it a weight class up, just for the title, just to say it was a defense. I don't like seeing anybody cut weight that hard, man. The last time I saw that, Kris Cyborg making the weight, right? And so these women are really pushing hard because there are only a couple of women's divisions in the UFC. And, you know, the men get to go all the way from 125 up to 265. The women don't have that. So the bigger girls are paying the price of that.
Guess the issue is talent pool, man. That women's featherweight division was just fucking dry, so they absolved it.
Yeah.
But definitely, you know, not a terrible idea to do that fight as a special, like, you know, legacy fight at 145 pounds. Does a belt really matter? You know, I feel like that fight is bigger than a belt.
Yeah, it's the exactly. Put a WBMF belt up for him. They can make one.
Yeah.
They could put a baddest woman of all time.
Yeah, or a pound for pound belt on the line, like something crazy.
You know,
pound for pound belt, just one fight. Like, I'm down with something like that for sure.
You know, yeah, Namajunas is a Hall of Famer. Big performance by Kayla Harrison, as expected. Again, that sub plus 175. It was, you know, it was meant to be. That's just how she's going to get it done. I think most of the rolls of the dice fighting Juliana Pena, you know, on the ground, Kayla Harrison is going to start, I think, being able to get a lot of these top 5 women out of there, especially when she's got 25 minutes to work. She looks better than ever.
Yeah, agreed. Paku, thank you for the 5. Yo, brothers, Sal Killed showed out. Finchman, I'm mainly a striker. Was that a north-south choke? My BJJ friend said the grip was wrong, more of a ninja.
Was that a north-south choke? My BJJ friend, the grip was wrong. Oh, he put the fist in the neck, so he did adjust. So the first time when he first put it in, that is a ninja choke. That's the same exact one you saw Colby Covington spin out of when Leon Edwards slapped it on him. That's the same one that put out Holly Holm, or at least she tapped to it. That's the ninja choke. When Sean O'Malley rolled, he rolled away from the primary arm, right? He rolled into the secondary arm, and that allowed Merab to just adjust his choke to like this fist in the neck guillotine. It's very similar to an Ezekiel choke, but you're on the opposite side. I wouldn't call it a north-south choke because that's like more so with your lat. It's a modified guillotine. He went from a ninja choke to a guillotine. And we've also seen Ben Rothwell use this. AJ, do you remember the heavyweight fight where Ben Rothwell comes down with that front choke?
Fucking hell, who was it against?
I fucking can't remember the opponent, but I promise you guys, Ben Rothwell has used this as well. It's a way to counter somebody rolling out of your guillotine the way McGregor did when Chad Mendez had his neck. Yeah, pretty awesome finish by Merab. Pretty impressive too. And yes, Sal Killed. His wrestling looked good, man.
Josh Barnett, he hit with the front choke.
It was. Yes, he did it twice.
Crazy.
No? Barnett, and was there another one?
Mitrione, the fight before. Yep.
There it is. Yes. And I believe it was that exact choke. Big performances by those two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Paku.
Fight before was a feature at Piper time. Now, as far as the pick, it came out great. I called decision. I thought it would be a Piper W, but him getting Gastelum out of there.
My bad. I literally tried to click down.
Yeah, you're good.
I started clicking comments. Thank you for the knowledge, Finch. I love learning. Thank you, Paku.
Let's go, Paku. I think that Joe Piper in round 1 is terrifying. I mean, he dropped Gastelum twice. He hit him with a head kick. That's a 10-8 first round. But round 2, Gastelum survived and kind of wheeled himself back into the fight. I did think that round 2 was was Piper's round still by a bit, but Gastelum looked a lot better. And then in round 3, Gastelum's landing. Gastelum's not giving up on himself. He has Piper a bit uncomfortable, backed up towards the cage. How do you rate Joe Piper moving forward? Because up next has got to be a big fight. I'm assuming it's somebody in the rankings. If it's not, somebody close. What is his potential? Because his power is unreal early in fights. But as the time ticks, his effectiveness with power in round 2 and 3 is a lot less. He's a one-punch guy for the most part, at least against Gastelum, throwing hard shots, sitting on everything. What do you think?
I think that this was a strategic choice based on the specific circumstances of the Kelvin Gastelum problem. Because in this fight, you saw Joe Pyfer come out there, boom, rock his head back, boom, knock him down. Knocked him down twice in the first? Twice in the first. So 2 big moments in the first. I mean, very, very dominant work. And then he's going back to his corner. Remember Tim talking to his corner. He's asking what the rounds are, and they're like you're up 2-0 or whatever. So the way he started approaching it was like in football when you put out your prevent defense. You know, the corners go back further, and they're expecting that you have to make up a big touchdown right now. They're expecting you have to start lunging at them. That's exactly from Joe Pyfer's perspective what he's thinking. He's like, I'm going to expect Kelvin Gastelum to start taking some risks now, so I'm going to sit back and chill because I'm way up, right? I think that's what circumstantially happened here. I don't think that has to be the Joe Pyfer story. I think that there are, different strategic approaches he could take where he would have a more eventful second and third round. But from his assessment, that was the smartest thing to do. And I do get it. It's like running out the clock in football, right? You're like just trying to get to the final bell because you've won. It's more like that, dude. I think Joe Pyfer could definitely still get a lot better and show us big third rounds in the future. He didn't look exhausted to me.
No, I don't think he was exhausted. I just think, I don't know. There wasn't combinations, and the one touch was not landing, and Gastelum was still touching him a bit. I like Pyfer versus like an Abus Magomedov. Both guys might have gas tank issues, so it's a cool matchup. I like the fight.
You just want to see just an ugly third, huh? That's what you want?
No, I think Pyfer could knock him out. I think Pyfer could get him out earlier. I could see Pyfer with a KO in that fight early.
Hands on the knees like a Derek Lewis fight and shit. Yeah, that's interesting for sure. I think like Rainier DeRitter can take out a Joe Pyfer, but down the division, he's pretty freaking dangerous, AJ. That's a we didn't even see much of his grappling, but he's competed as a grappler plenty of times, and he looks good. A combination of like wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And you're going to put that with that boxing. He's a big problem.
What do you think? Maybe go Gastelum Bo Nickel, call it a fucking day.
Holy shit. I mean, that's not impossible. There's nothing wrong with that matchup. I don't object to that.
I don't know if they'll do that. I think, if they're in Bo Nickel's best interest, that's kind of a hard fight. Gastelum, strong at middleweight. His wrestling defense definitely better. Hits hard still. Can box for sure. I don't know if that's plan A for the UFC when it comes to Bo Nickel. And if they did match them up, I could see Gastelum beating a Bo. So I don't know.
Really?
I don't know for sure, but I think he could beat him. Wow. He'd be live in that fight.
That's interesting. Man, I want to see Kelvin at 170, dude.
I think stop it, bro. He's not cutting the weight. He's got a show about missing weight and eating food and shit.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's what I mean to say is like his problem is that he didn't do the diet thing, He doesn't. Because that's where he could really be a force to be reckoned with. Seeing him have to lunge in on this giant Joe Pyfer, it's just like it seemed wrong. Something seemed wrong about it, It's like, damn, this guy loves food so much that he's gonna fight people 5 inches taller than him consistently, 20 pounds heavier than him. This is crazy, He
doesn't care, bro. I honestly think that with Kelvin Gastelum, he does get away with it with the talent. I mean, he's always been a really talented fighter. In his prime, he was still top 10 in the middleweight division, regardless of not being in the right weight class. So I think when you look at the net positive of his career, he's made money. He's a notable name. He's still going 3 hard rounds against Joe Pyfer, and the chin holds up. Listen, he's a career fighter, bro. And he likes to eat. He's like, I think that he doesn't see himself fighting for a belt. So it's like, why am I going to cut to 170 when I can have similar success at 85? Right? Like in his mind, he's like, I could have similar success, even though he probably would be better at 170. Right now at 170, for sure he's better.
That's why. Because this is not a game, I think he'll look back when he's 70 years old and be like, I should have been all in, you know? What if I didn't do you know, what if I did, you know, live the dietary life and the strength and conditioning life of you know, just the best I can be, right? What if I was the best I can be? What would have happened then? You know, because he's already in the UFC. So I don't see why you know you want to compete with Joe Pyfer. I mean, it's crazy. Seeing him get hit, I felt like it didn't feel right. You know, I'm like, damn, Joe Pyfer's way bigger than Kelvin Gastelum. This is crazy. This felt like a pride fight.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. At one point, though, Gastelum knocked out, you know, Vitor Belfort, dropped Jacare, went hard with Adesanya. So at one point at 85, he was right up there. He fought for the interim title.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which was an incredible fight. Yeah. Joe Pyfer looked good. You know, I thought he was just patient, AJ. Keep you know, keep him a little hyped, bro. Joe Pyfer's pretty good.
Let's go. Let's keep moving down the card. Vicente Luque, Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland did the fucking thing, bro. Kevin Holland still got it. At 170, he's a different animal. He's locked in at 170.
Whoa.
Did you pick Luque?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if you
Kevin Holland just had the best performance I've ever seen in his career. That was
so good.
That was impressive, dude.
That was good.
I mean, it's a combination of killer speed and he's so switched on. Like there's a lackadaisical Kevin Holland, and then there's like the switched on, just ready to smack you with something, quick on the chokes. I mean, it's really, really awesome to see him at his best. Just a killer performance, and put him right in his best choke. You know, I can't underestimate the jiu-jitsu game. You know, I thought Luque is decent on the ground. I thought Luque could be better than him on the ground. Kevin Holland, after doing damage on the feet, no question, has some really nice chokes, and I don't doubt the Travis Lutter jiu-jitsu, man. Hey, shout out Travis Lutter. This guy's got some actually sick weapons when it comes to the grappling.
What do you think about the Colby Covington call out too? Perfection?
Yeah. I think they're at career moments right now where Kevin Holland's on fire and Colby Covington's best fights are behind him. That might have been a great career move.
I love that fight. And I think Holland's live to do work on Colby's face. But the question is, does he stop the high-level wrestling? I want to find out. I want to see it. Kevin Holland versus Colby Covington. Bro, it's a great matchup.
That's sick. Yeah.
That's a great fight.
Why not? You know?
Yeah.
I like that fight.
I feel like, I don't know if Colby will be all into it, though, because Holland's long, he's fast, he's athletic, threatens with the jiu-jitsu. Colby looks slower than I've ever seen on the feet. Maybe.
Oh, God, the loss of timing was so hard to see, right? It was so hard to watch, the loss of timing. He used to have like some decent 1-2s, pop, pop. He put the 1-2 on you, pop, pop. And man, he really looked hesitant out there. I don't know. I do want to see that fight, though. I do think that makes a lot of sense. I think depending on what happens with this fight, maybe Buckley would be cool. I mean, Kevin Holland in the mix.
Buckley too. I feel like that's up for, if he fucks up Usman and you give him Holland, you're spitting in his fucking face. No.
Well, that's the point, right? Yeah. If he has a wicked performance here,
if he lost, then like you said, yeah.
But or even if the fight was, like when Usman fought Hamzat, they couldn't give Hamzat the shot off of that. Hamzat had to go wreck Whitaker, and then it was like, all right, this is pretty impressive, right?
I think maybe like Buckley versus Gary after this fight. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll talk this card real soon. We're just quickly running through, and I think we got to get to this main card fight that we're all just waiting to talk about. Mike Finch, you met me because of Bellator. So Bellator has been good to us. Maybe we're overrating these Bellator guys, bro. Mario Batista put it on Patchy Mix. Stung him up with big shots. Mario Batista looked relentless on the field.
You hit your rant. Go ahead.
Bro, Patchy Mix, he didn't wrestle. I don't understand why he didn't at least try to clinch and wrestle and shoot early. Like, okay, I'm like, all right, Batista's touching him, but I'm like, Patchy Mix is gonna tie up. He's gonna go for the clinch. Like, he's gonna look to, make it a grappling fight. Shit, maybe he's got a pull guard even, and he's just boxing with him. And I'm like, why is he boxing with him all night? Oh, well, maybe he'll land some. He boxes with Mario Batista all night long, and he just gets his face boxed off. I don't understand the game plan. I don't know why. Man. The grappling skills is all we hear about with Patchy Mix. That's all he talks about. And you're going to turn into a striking fight? The decision to negate the takedown threat and just let's throw it out. Let's not even try it.
Yeah.
I think it was the biggest mistake of Patchy Mix's career so far. And he loses a fight against a dangerous and surging and really fit Mario Batista. But a guy in Mario Batista who's ranked number 10, and Patchy Mix is coming into the UFC with all the hype as the last sitting Bellator bantamweight champion. And he just got 30-27. So rough. Tell me your side, Finch.
I mean, no, your take is it, right? Your take is it. And the take is very simple. If you told me before the fight that Patchy Mix would shoot one takedown in the third round, I would have told you who was going to win that fight. I mean, I said it all week, right? Mario Batista is the better kickboxer. Patchy Mix, this is the thing that blew my mind, especially. Patchy Mix said all week, I'll submit their whole team. You heard him, right? He's like, I'll submit Mario. I'll submit his jiu-jitsu coach. I'll submit the whole team. He said that on fight week. So what would be logical to expect him to do to impose his grappling? Patchy went out there and kickboxed Mario Batista for almost 3 rounds because, again, he only shot once. I also said before the fight that one of the factors was that he had a year layoff. And I mean, when did his boxing look smoother? Against Rafian Stotts or against, I would say against Rafian Stotts more than, in the UFC. He was standing straight up out there with his hands up. Him and Tatiana have both had kind of anxiety-filled performances. I don't know why that is, other than, when you have your first fight in the UFC, I mean, look at everybody who's done it, right? Brock Lesnar comes in and gets knee barred by Frank Mir. I mean, they always kind of give you a tough fight. You go through the list, right?
Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, come on. Everybody comes to the UFC, Tatsuro Taira, whoever, and loses their first fight. There's that, but AJ, it really did look more to me than that. I saw Patchy who was not striking like he struck, defending his titles. I thought he looked stiff, and I think you've highlighted the number one thing, which is the thing that makes him elite. He didn't use.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
It doesn't matter how good you are on the ground if you don't grapple.
Right. He didn't. It was very strange. I was awestruck by the performance of it. Even if he was failing takedowns and Batista beat his ass striking, I would say, all right. But the fact that he's engaged in striking was just trying to find that one shot, that counter hook to Batista's straight that just kept fucking landing. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Batista was hitting his face like it was the top of one of those bags that snaps back at you. Boom! He just kept rocking the straight right on the center line. Patchy is an elite fighter, and Patchy can bounce back from this 100%. And I'm rooting for Patchy big time. I think it was there were severe errors that happened out there, and I hope that they give him a fight where he can bounce back and look good, because you could see Patchy perform a lot better than that, AJ.
Well, we'll see with his second UFC fight. It ain't over yet. Like a Montel Jackson fight for him, or somebody who's coming off a loss, somebody unranked. There's options. I know people in the chat earlier were telling me do Davy Grant. Like, I think he could beat a Davy Grant, but I don't even know if that fight makes sense. Like, I'm thinking of Patchy Mix, and I'm like, you got to give him somebody close to top 15 that's kind of on not necessarily a roll. They can be coming off a loss, but Jonathan Martinez, even something like that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That makes sense. Yeah. I don't want him to go too far down, so that's perfect, actually.
Jonathan Martinez, Patchy. Let's go. Brian Fisher, thank you for the 2. Bellator is further behind the UFC than we thought. I mean, in practice, what we've seen lately, as somebody that covered Bellator for a long time, Finch as well, same thing, was with the company. On paper, it looks like that, which at one time, I didn't really believe that. And I think that it's especially evident in the lower weight classes. I mean, if you brought over Corey Anderson, I think he could do well against, guys, and he's a former UFC fighter, but Vadim Nemkov could do well. I think that some of the elites at the heavier weight classes, but when it comes to the lighter weight classes, it is really interesting to see how the performances have looked as of recent. And now we got Aaron Pico on the horizon. I'm like, dog, I think Movsar is going to end up knocking him out. Movsar is going to be the first
Aaron
finish.
Pico's a fucking problem, bro. Aaron Pico's so good. So a few things on the Bellator is further behind the UFC. We thought I've been the guy hyping up Bellator people, so I got to back my folks, okay? Because I've been saying Phil Davis could beat, fucking Jamal Hill or whoever, whoever the fuck was the UFC champ at the time. I'm the guy saying that shit. The advantage that the UFC fighters have over these long contract, haven't fought in a while, Bellator fighters is real. There's a real advantage to Patchy being out for a year for his opponent. There's a real advantage to Patricio being older. And those are deep divisions. I mean, those are, don't think that Patchy, first of all, but Patricio, and especially the berserker that is Aaron Pico, are gonna, if they start off with a loss in the UFC, are done. Like, these guys are gonna get wins in the UFC. You'll see these guys' levels. Yeah, I have no question about that. It's the UFC has the best fighters in the world. The UFC has always had the best fighters in the world, but that doesn't mean there aren't other elite fighters out there. And I think we'll see, an Aaron Pico in one. And when you see Patchy take somebody's back for the first time, you'll see another.
I hope so. Man, because I like Patchy's style a lot. I'm a fan of the grappling. I wanted to see the grappling on display really bad. That's what I was excited for, the high-level jiu-jitsu. And I hope the next fight he showcases it. Ultimately, Mario Batista is a fucking problem, man. Mario Batista is super fit. He's got kind of that Merab thing where the guy just doesn't gas out. Now, it's a very different style than Merab, but absolutely jacked as fuck. I think that something I got to say, man, is when you compare the frames, and people will say, oh, muscle doesn't matter. In an untrained environment, yes, right? You could say muscle is negated by skill. But when both guys have high caliber skills, I think that the more fit person, like Mario Batista in this fight, he just looked physically more imposing. And I think even the strikes, he hit harder. There was more thud on his shots. And maybe Patchy felt Mario as they tied up that one time earlier in the fight before he shot. It was like, yo, this guy's strong as fuck. I think it's a factor, man. I thought Patchy mix, I don't know. I mean, not saying that he's got to have 20-inch biceps, but I do think maybe he's got to, put a little mass on. I don't know I guess I never remembered his legs looking that thin. Did you, were they thicker before? Or is this my imagination? They look skinnier than his Bellator.
Nah, he's never had big legs on him. Nah,
he's
had to make that. He's had to make that fucking, low weight class. It's hard to cut all the way down there. So, and he's tall. He's not a small dude. So no, he's never been super muscular or nothing. But I mean, his grappling strength is tremendous. I think Mario Batista looked fantastic. I mean, I loved the straight cross. I mean, that was a money, the first, was it a round and a half? He could just kept, as Jack Delamato Lena would say, pinging him with it. Boom, boom, boom. He could keep landing it. It was a brilliant performance by him. And it was a nightmare striking performance by Patchy, of course.
Yeah, it was
a fucking nightmare. I mean, there's no way to understate it. It was real wide, It wasn't very competitive, especially early on. It was like, holy shit, Mario looks leagues above Patchy in striking. I mean, that's what we were watching, which in the first minute of the fight, I didn't have a huge problem with.
First 2 minutes.
Yeah, but then it's like, all right, where's the shot? All right, he's gonna pummel an underhook here. Here's where he goes. All right, I guess we're just going to keep kickboxing. You know, that's not strategically the approach. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Bizarre. Again, especially since we heard him say it all week. I mean,
right.
You heard the same shit I heard. I'll submit all his coaches. How are you going to submit him in the green zone, bro? Like Mario, of course, moved well, you know. But, you know, I love Patchy. I'll see him next time I go to Vegas, I'm sure. And I'm sure that, you know, he's looking at the performance and going, I'm not proud of this.
Respect. Let's go. Let's keep moving down the card. All right. I want to talk about the feature prelim because it's really urgent. So Joshua Van got the biggest win of his career. Mike Finch, do you know Joshua Van has a fight booked? Have you heard yet? Or am I telling you now breaking news?
This is what you're going to tell me.
Ooh, Mike Finch doesn't know, chat. Joshua Van got booked earlier today as a short notice replacement fill-in for UFC 317. He's replacing Manel Kopp against Brandon Royval in what I think is the #1 contender fight in the flyweight division. Absolute savage turnaround for him on short notice in a matchup that I'm really excited for him too. But talking just about this fight, Van looks sensational with his boxing, crisp per usual, dropped Bruno Silva multiple times. And the biggest gripe about Van has been he's a slow starter. My God, he was dropping bombs in round 1. I feel like Van's evolving at a fast rate. I think he's one of the most talented guys at 125 pounds, and he's only 23. Holy shit. I love the Royval fight. Finch, give me your thoughts on everything I just said.
I was not expecting that. No, especially this kid was in a fight. I mean, it's not like he got cut or anything, but you know, they were going at it. What was it? The third round is like right at the end of the third round. He finished him. I mean, so you know what I mean? Homie's probably got a fractured thumb or something. They fucking went to war. Joshua Van looked great. His boxing is very impressive. I love the pressure. He didn't really spend much time hanging back. You know, you could see early on when Bruno Silva had that deep stance and that bounce, he could whip that overhand right in there a couple of times and crack Joshua Van. Joshua Van just put pressure on him that eventually wilted him. It took a long time to wilt him, but eventually did. He's quick. He doesn't spend too much energy when he's punching. He's very like efficient with the shots too. I really like how like there's a level of him pacing himself and being calm, but he also has got pop. Yeah, really fun to watch. Definitely a unique prospect. Joshua Van is. Him and Royval. I mean, the style clash is so interesting. I think Royval's going to try to, you know, hit him with the sugar from the long range. You know, I think Royval's bop can come in there and sort of disrupt the pressure stalking style of Joshua Van. If Joshua Van really goes forward, you know, man, it's an interesting fight. I like that a lot.
I'd made a video earlier. People have been watching it. It's out on the channel now. And I gave my early breakdown to the fight. And I covered some other MMA news topics, but in-depth breakdown early. And I'll tell you this, man, Van's hands are a problem. I don't think Royval can match that yellow and, you know, red zone boxing range. And I think that the takedown threat is not going to be immense from Royval. I could see him landing a trip, but then Van bursting up to his feet. I have a hard time seeing immense control time from Royval. Then I'm looking at the matchup and I'm like, yo, I think Van could outbox him. I think Van could match him. And also people use the Charles Johnson fight. But Charles Johnson is a dangerous puncher. His kickboxing is really clean. And I said this, I think that if you're looking at pure punching power, not danger threat of striking, because obviously with the 8 limbs, the elbows, the knees, Royval's a fucking monster. But I'll tell you this, I think punch power for punch power, Charles Johnson hits harder. So people were talking about, does Van get caught with the shovel uppercut again? I would be very surprised if Royval wins the fight with a punch. If he wins the fight, I think it's a submission. Or potentially, you know, he drops Van with a big knee or something like that and then, you know, takes it on the cards. But I think as far as an uppercut landing that drops Van and puts him out, I don't see it. I think Van could hurt Royval with shots. And I think that he wins a close fight. I definitely think they go distance. I think it's an over 2.5 war. Maybe one of the best flyweight fights of the year, maybe ever.
That's crazy.
I'm going Van early.
Joshua Van's like 23.
23, bro. 23 and me, my friend. Let's go.
He's a baby, man. You know, that's crazy. I mean, the fact that he's going to put on one of the best bantamweight fights you've ever seen, the fact that you're so stoked for the matchup and he's only 23. I mean, wow, it's a lot of praise for him.
He's got the it factor, Mike Finch.
Yeah, all right.
He's good, bro. He rips combinations like very few.
Yeah.
Right now, you look like what I'm thinking is there's an evolution in MMA, and it's 4, 5, 6. For a long time, everybody was 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
everybody was 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, even. Yeah,
1. You know,
yeah, just
now
2.
there's that 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Van, Jack Della, Topuria bringing that 4, 5, 6 to the horizon.
Della's
I really like
example.
Brandon Royval, bro. Remember we were fucking back and forth. I had him over Taira as a big underdog.
Yep, killed
when
it.
I saw this fight, I'm like, yo, I think Van gets him, man. And I'm surprised Van's the favorite too. I thought he'd be an underdog here. Betting wise, really, I'm shocked by the odds, but I'm going Van early, just so you guys know. Just so you check out the video, man. Yeah.
Shit. You might be on the dog, homie.
No, I'm on the favorite. The odds are 2-1 for fucking Van. I was shocked. I was in shock. I'm like, I don't understand. This doesn't make sense to me. Fuck the betting lines, I guess. I thought he'd be a plus 150 underdog at least.
All right, my early lean was Royval.
Look at you. You might be dog city in it, my friend.
That was my early lean because of the range, right? And they're going to be in the big cage. You said it's the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? That helps Royval, I think, come from that range. Yeah, Royval's striking looked good against Taira, bro. He looked fast.
Taira can't box with Van though.
Woo, that's a good fight.
I'm just saying Styles. Styles is everything in this game, bro. That stylistic matchup, because also with Van being so short and stocky, right? I feel like Royval has a hard time controlling them if they do tie up.
Right.
I like Van style, man.
All right, shout out EMG Drug God with the craziest profile photo out of anybody on this channel. That is me holding a Glock 34 on premium channel.
What a gun. It's a replica, guys. It's not real.
A replica Glock 34.
Yes.
First day back to work. All love, brothers. Moneyline. All love, EMG. Thank you.
Thank you, EMG. Listen, Finch, I'm going nuts over here. I wanna get to the predictions soon. Should we fly through the rest of this?
Yeah. Real quick. Rapid fire.
What do you think? Kong Wang back again. Looks clean.
Wang gang, homie. Yeah. Looked real clean. Impressive performance. More calculated. I like it.
Bing. Next one down. Spivak Waldo. What are your thoughts?
I'm pissed because the first round was even. The second round I thought was clearly Waldo, and then the third round I thought was clearly Spivak. I scored it biasly for Spivak. But fuck, man, I thought Spivak could, like, when he hit those takedowns, where's Waldo popped up so fast. I was pretty impressed, honestly. I had Spivak, but yeah. Fuck it. Fuck them judges.
Waldo, takedown defense was crazy against Spivak, who's a fucking monster with grappling. I think whereas Waldo's coming along real well, it's kind of crazy because I remember when he first did.
He had takedown defense, bro. And I figured he would get a kick caught too. And sure enough, he gets his kick caught. He gets taken down. He pops up like a fucking rabbit. That was awesome.
Where's Waldo? Sergey Pavlovich. Fuck everything else. That's it. I want battle of boxers.
That's cool. You know, where's Waldo needs a little more pop, bro. He keeps slapping dudes.
I know.
A little more.
Yes, he's quick though.
Things a little more.
I like the fight with him and Pavlovich though. I like the battle of the boxing stylist, power versus speed.
Pav, bro.
No, but where's Waldo could surprise you? I mean, he's real quick. Bro, if you beat Spivak, number 7, it's either we got Pav or we got Jailton, or who we gonna do? Give him Volkov, you know?
We are dealing with the heavyweight division. That is true. That is true. Interesting. All the above sounded good to me. Pav and Waldo, I want to be there live, dude. That sounds sick.
Let's go. Let's keep running through. What do you think about you, bro? This motherfucker is a certified savage. The Zombie Junior. Okay. Looked tremendous, knocking Sargi out in one shot. I was hyping him up, saying he reminds me of like McGregor style a bit, and the comparisons are definitely there with timing. Now he is 31, but he's undefeated, boxing background too. I'm assuming quick splash, like, you know what I'm saying? Right up the ranks. Not like they're gonna give him a big fight next, but
he got people jumping out of their seats, bro. That
Yeah.
was a oh my god knockout.
Yeah.
And it was just a beautiful short little lead hook. It was nothing crazy. So I'm gonna say the hype is a little too high on homie. But what's that? Sargi ran forward.
Dog,
I mean,
terrible. It's like
you saw him, yeah, on the replay. I know, dude. It's just like this is you know.
That nerdy kid trying to attack that kid that was picking on him. You remember that kid sprinting at him with his backpack on? It's the same shit, man.
He's like leaning forward, off balance, extending. It's just like, you know, you could just sit back and just hit a check left hook, you know, like you can't, like, you got to be careful with a check left hook, you know. Ask Jorge Masvidal. He got knocked out after throwing a check left hook. You miss a check left hook, you're available for the straight cross. So you know, it was a nice KO. It was a beautiful KO. It was a perfect UFC debut. Got to be happy for the dude. And I like that he's giving it to Korean Zombie. This is for Korean Zombie. I'm gonna be the first South Korean champion for Korean Zombie. Cool. Very cool.
Matt Torres, thank you for 49. You hit a 10-legger with the help from your breakdown. Appreciate you as always. By the way, Cody Garbrandt title run starts now. We'll get into the Cody fight here momentarily. We're just running through the rest of the card, and then we'll get to the prediction show. But
10 legs. Those are a lot of legs. Is that a centipede? What has 10 legs? God damn.
It's 10 legs? I don't know. Centa is 1,000, I thought. Or is it 100?
10 legs bug. Scottigera, Chloe Loprata. Oh my god, I just butchered that so bad, dude.
Never heard any of these things.
I don't even know. No, a centipede has way more. A centipede has way more legs than that. I'm tripping. That was a terrible job searching by me. I need a Jamie. I need, you know, I'm the Rogan. I need the Jamie, you know. Hey, AJ, look that up. You know, I don't know.
I can look it up for you. Listen,
it ain't gonna work.
Listen, bro, you go to ChatGPT, bro.
Mike Ross, Finch does have a boy band look to him. Thank you, Mike Ross. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much.
There's no true 10-legged insects. There's pill bugs, isopods that have 10 legs. Parasite.
I should have ChatGPT'd it. You look good. Next.
You looked fucking good. Mirzakhanov, Hibero, sick KO, savage call.
And Hibero was out there going for it. Hibero looked good. Hibero was out there doing his thing, man. It's just Mirzakhanov's patient. I like how he's on the balls of his feet. He's patient. He's waiting. Boom, comes in there explosive. It's a beautiful performance. That dude is a professional.
He's a slick motherfucker, and I think move him up the ranks. What are we doing? You know, there's a Volkan Ozdemir fight as a possibility. There's a Jan Blachowicz fight if they really want to give him something big. I think that Mirzakhanov 15-0, that's a rare thing in the light heavyweight division. He's new blood for the top, and I think it's about time he gets a top contender fight because I think,
of course,
he called for 5 rounds. It's time to give him something big because I feel like at 15-0, man, like you have to respect the record, bro. Who the fuck is 15-0 in the damn light heavyweight top 10?
And the division needs it. What? Just because the guy looks like he's you know, running a fucking butcher, you know? I don't know.
No, he does, like a milk factory.
Right? Like, you know, you're like, what is this guy? This fucking Ironsmith. Yeah, Mirzakhanov is fucking impressive. Finch, that was a follow-up because you look like Danny Wood from New Kids on the Block. I looked up Danny Wood from New Kids on the Block. I look nothing like this motherfucker. What are you talking about, bro?
Let me check him out.
That is crazy. Danny Wood, New Kids on the Block. Not even close, bro. Tripping, Doug. Tripping.
Danny Wood, New Kids on the Block.
Not even close.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Come on, Doug. Well, we got the same color hair. What are you doing, Doug?
I genuinely don't see it at all, Mike Finch.
Hey.
Like, there's no comparison.
But I'll take the boy band. When I was a kid, people used to say Aaron Carter. You know who that is?
Aaron Carter, the rapper, right?
Yeah. I used to dye my hair blonde. I was doing Slim Shady, but I guess Aaron Carter's what came across. So,
damn. Hold on, man. I'm looking.
This guy looks like he sells used cars. You know, KZ, he is a very, very smart fighter. Very, very smart fighter.
Selling cars is a good way to fucking make a little extra bucks for him.
You know? Homie is impressive. Yeah, bring him up in the division. Mirzakhanov, dub.
Sal killed Ashmoose.
Dub.
W.
Swept early
Medeiros,
prelims.
Troinski, money.
Medeiros, hey man, Troinski was hitting some nice initiations into shots and body locks. Medeiros defended nicely. It's a good fight.
And then fight before, bang, bang, bang. Gustafsson,
My
guy Gustafsson.
AJ got Gustafsson. All right. Yo, he admits he's retarded. Okay. He also admits
it's Greco-Roman relentless, bro. That's it.
Okay. I said reckless, right? He admits it himself. So, let's take into account that he also acknowledges that he is the least technical fighter in the division. Okay. As long as we both agree.
Still worked.
It worked, but there are issues.
Chaos Williams couldn't figure a way to beat those
He just
issues.
Crashes in AJ.
Yeah. He does. No, he does. I think
it's like, bro, like knee him in the body, like elbow down the middle. Like, guys, what are we doing? When you step back, he's stepping forward, right? Okay, yeah. So put something where he's about to step, right? Like that's what like a float is. Shout out to Pat Curran. Somebody steps towards you, you float back. So now what are they going to do? They're going to take that second step. When they do, you come back into the space with something. Boom, you got to come back in with a knee or an elbow. Somebody's going to figure this guy out. Come on.
Oh, I'm not arguing that, but for the level he's at, good one.
Somebody knee this motherfucker in the liver. Chaos.
Open prey.
That was terrible.
Yeah, it was. Gustafsson mauled him. Savage performance. That was UFC 316. Did you guys forget? We're actually here to do predictions. I know. We're here covering the card. We're ranting and rambling. We're having a good time, man. We got Mike Finch. Bro, actually, Finch, I don't know, man. I found a picture online that might be comparable to you and him as the new kids on the block. Let me see if I can. Let me fucking screen. I'm telling you.
One picture. How about all the other 100 pictures you just went through where we don't look anything alike?
This is the new kid on the block, Mike Finch. Let me bring him up, bro. I'm telling you, Finch, I found it, bro. I think that I see why Doug said it, bro. I think you're the guy. Give me a second.
He's about to pull up some gay shit, or he's gonna hit
us
something goofy. That is not that far. That is not that far. That is that sucks. That really sucks. Okay. That's pretty good. I did not expect that. Well,
oh shit.
I will add it to the list.
That's it.
Nicknames list, and there's a people I look like list, and it'll go on.
That's funny, man. Holy shit. Oh, that's funny. That was for the people, bro. That was savage, man.
Unbelievable. Yo, that was surprising, actually. Give me his name again. Danny Wood.
Danny Wood.
It's on the block. On the block. Cool. Damn it, bro. Hey, when I can't make it one week, you just slide that photo in.
That's
here.
It.
Okay.
Stay here with me. That's it. We're doing.
And then just run the show. It'll be fine. Nobody's gonna notice.
They won't have an idea. You're right. I completely agree. Listen, we got to get into the picks. We got a savage card to talk about. We're having a beautiful time this Monday night. Right now, it's actually Tuesday morning for me. But shout out, smash the like button if you're new. Subscribe, guys. Thank you guys for 48,500 during the stream too. It's a tremendous live stream, really love you guys for that. Let's get into fight number one. Vanessa Demopoulos, Jamie Lynn Horth. Bing, bing, bong. Give me the bigger girl, Jamie Lynn Horth, taking the fight. Demopoulos is taking the fight on short notice. She's outsized by a lot here. She's moving up in weight. I think it's kind of a mistake to take this short notice fight, being down 2 recent matchups against good Brazilian grapplers. I feel like Demopoulos could have just waited out a little bit and then done a fight at 115. Possibility. I think Horth outworks her. She's too big. She's not elite. Her striking's okay. Clinch game is decent. I feel like she imposes her will with the size advantage, and I don't think Demopoulos has the power to keep her off of her or the grappling offense that she's locking up a sub on the bigger Horth. So I'm going Horth decision.
Horth decision makes sense, especially since Vanessa's pretty dangerous on the ground. I don't think Horth will want to engage. I think she's going to want to kickbox her. Horth hits with a thud, but it's a lot of single shots. I'm not that impressed with the kickboxing. Is that okay to say?
That's fair.
You know, it's like very predictable. And you know, Vanessa Demopoulos has had Muay Thai fights. I mean, I don't think it would be crazy that Vanessa finds a way to keep the striking close, and somehow if this ends up on the ground, maybe she gets a takedown, finish the fight. That's not crazy. But Horth is bigger. Vanessa took it on short notice. Horth, you know, has a at least clean shots. Boom, she's turning her shoulders into the right hand. She's pivoting on the left hook. She's ripping a hard low kick. You know, she stalks these women. She likes to move forward. Yeah, Horth decision.
Horth decision. What else are we doing, bro? What do I got to bring up? The odds? All right, let's read them off. Currently, Horth is a -475 favorite, which is kind of wild. Over 2.5, -410. I think probably Horth by decision, -235. I'm going to say this. I think it's a mistake for Demop, who's on a 2-fight losing streak, to attempt to move up and weight against Horth, who kind of gave a tough fight to Miranda Maverick last time. So I have to say, like, physicality wise, I think it's a big mistake. Demop, dude.
Yeah, Horth is big.
Too big.
Yeah, Horth is big and strong. Yeah, fair. Wait, we're on the same side.
Let's go. Same side of history. Finchman and me doing the same thing. We're going Jamie Lynn Horth. She should get a W here over Demop, who's lost 2 straight fights. Granted, Alan Carr, good grappler.
Oh yeah,
and you know, I mean, it's not like she's losing to scrubs on the ground. She also lost to Amarim on the ground. So, and the glove grab, it's just, I think she gets out muscled. You know,
the glove grab was nasty. But yes, of course, yeah, she's been grappling these solid grapplers. That's not the matchup here. If she ends up on top, it's a good thing. But her being outsized, the short notice thing, chances are Horth puts her big shots on Vanessa and gets the decision.
Let's go. Next fight. Philly Fresh, Phil Rowe versus Ange Loosa. So I've been picking Phil Rowe to win this one. And I definitely am a little concerned with Loosa's physicality, because Rowe, you know, skinnier, long range guy, going to want to box up from range. I like his hands a lot in this fight, and I've been underwhelmed by Loosa's offense a lot. It's just Loosa's durable as fuck, very jacked, strong, pressure-based style. And Phil Rowe lost to Jake Matthews pretty handily. To be fair, though, he gave a really good fight to Neil Magny, though. Like, he was close with Neil Magny. It's one of those flip your coin either way, because Loosa didn't look that good against Reese McKee, but he was really tough going 3 hard rounds against Gabriel Bonfim. It's, can Rowe get some distance to box? Does Loosa close that gap on him? Losa's got decent Muay Thai. His leg kicks are heavy. His body kicks are strong, and his physicality is a factor here if they tie up. I feel like Rowe could box him up and then win like a close decision. But I don't know. I'm really worried. I'm worried about this pick, Mike Finch. I won't lie to you. I was thinking about this pick before we went live. I'm like, damn, like, I want to keep it real with everybody. In the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, is Losa's physicality going to be too much? But I really like Rowe's hands. When he's on one, he's accurate. He's a sharp boxer, and he's pretty quick. And I'd say defensively, he's fairly sound. So what do you think?
Rowe loses a lot, right? That sucks. But his level is, I mean, it's not like Ange Loosa is on fire either. You guys saw him get smoked by Brian Battle and whatnot. But his ability at range, I think, is good here. His jiu-jitsu should be pretty solid. I think it's going to be better than Ange Loosa's. So I'm seeing 2 out of 3 areas where he can get it. You know, I don't know how he out-wrestles Ange Loosa. Ange Loosa should be a lot stronger than him and also be able to bust him up on the inside. But he's a rangier dude. So I think the striking will go nice. And even in the clinch, I think he's more technically sound. You know, and then on the ground, he might have a big advantage against Ange Loosa. Ange Loosa's pretty damn green, you know? Yeah, I think Phil Rowe's seen more.
Yeah.
You know, I like Phil Rowe here too. So yeah, my gut instinct was Phil Rowe as well. Turns out we're on a dog.
Okay. I'm excited to hear that. I feel, I don't know, on a pick like this, I was like really excited for your breakdown. I was like, I want to see if Finch sees it, or am I fucking, because I don't know, sometimes, you know, you can get a thought in your head, and then you can create that, you know, reality and like kind of bias outcomes and stuff. But here and there, you're kind of seeing what I'm seeing and feeling like Phil Rowe with his jiu-jitsu base there, with his boxing skills, and Loosa not really being that impressive. I'm glad to hear you thinking the same thing, and you don't have a crazy Loosa take here.
That wouldn't be crazy.
No,
He's
it wouldn't.
Favorite. but no, we're both on the dog. I think with Loosa, it's like a puncher's chance type thing. You know, and Phil Rowe's just got more technique, Ange. He's got more tools to throw at him. I think that matters here. I wish I meant Phil Rowe has more tools to throw at him here. I wish Phil Rowe was a more reliable vehicle, but yeah, I'll trust him to get it done.
Rowe's currently plus 112 as a slight underdog. Loosa minus
that moved, bro. He was a bigger underdog.
I know. He opened up as a minus 135 favorite, then the line flipped. But seems like now people are loving that Rowe dog side. I like the plus money side. At the end of the day, I'm a fan of plus money. If I'm looking for a savage underdog call, Rowe's in the fucking running right now. Let me tell you guys that straight up because I like his boxing. Finch being on the same side, I'm glad the way he broke it down. I'm like, okay, he sees it too. And I'm glad because it was like 3 a.m. when I was taping this fight last week when I was fucking hitting the Bonski. I was like, am I fucking tripping? I'm like, yo, Phil Rowe's got the hands for him. Like, let's go.
Nah, Phil Rowe's got the hands for him. Come on, Phil. Bro. This ain't Gordon Ryan. You can grapple with this dude. Just take him down.
So you think decision win, Phil Rowe? Is that what we're thinking?
Way harder to tell. You know, way harder to tell because the way that Ange Loosa wins is by slamming his fist into his face. And that can happen at any time. That's more likely to happen early on, right? The way Phil Rowe wins is like he can hit a choke. You know, does that happen early? Does that happen late? It's a hard one to predict under over on, I think.
Okay. Well, either way, I think the underdog is the side to bet on if you're looking to throw down on this fight. For me and Finch, it would be Moneyline it. Same name as the show. The reality of the fight. Phil Rowe plus tag plus 112 might be worth your while. You know, we'll continue to talk the betting side throughout the week. But if you're one of those people that like to beat the lines and it's like, yo, it's a Monday night, I want to throw something down. You see in the line movement, we are both picking Philly Fresh, Phil Rowe, to get it done. And he is plus money.
Dog money plus 120, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we have Cody Durden versus Jose Ochoa. Hard pick for me, Mike Finch. Hard pick. I went Ochoa because I really like the kickboxing. And I feel like Durden could bring wrestling early, but after the first round, I feel like Ochoa could start connecting. I really liked his striking against Kavanaugh. I dug deep on the web to find that fight because it doesn't exist on Fight Pass. I couldn't find it on ESPN.
I swear I tried to look it up on Fight Pass too. My shit would not play.
I'll tell you where to find it after the show, my friend.
I was looking too. I had to watch him in these organizations with terrible camera work. My goodness.
I went back and rewatched it and I got the full fight to watch. And let me tell you something, that body work, the kickboxing skill, Kavanaugh's kickboxing technique is fucking high level, man. And Ochoa was right there in the fight with him and even had him badly hurt in round 2. I think he could hurt Durden. Durden got touched up. And I like Durden, man. He came on my show last week. Like, I fuck with Durden as a person. He's a really good dude. And he's a dog in the cage. But I don't pick fights based upon liking somebody as a, friend. I pick it on what I think is going to happen. I think Ochoa gets a close one.
I think Durden gets it done with the wrestling. Ochoa's forward Mexican style striking is cool. It is definitely, it's fun to watch. I mean, you got to love that. He fights with his heart, But I was, and I want to see the Kavanaugh fight again. I really do, because I'm watching him beat up these bums and then criticizing his record as I look through and see how many bums. But, when he's beating up these bums, I'm seeing opportunities for Cody to enter into shots on this guy who kind of was plodding forward. I mean, maybe I'll be impressed by the Kavanaugh performance. I think Cody Durden can take him down. I think Cody Durden can make it a fight. So yeah, Durden decision.
Plus 150 for Durden as a dog, minus 175 for Ochoa. Overall, I definitely think this fight going over 2.5 is live at minus 130. Durden is coming off of decision loss to Van. Hit hard, but never wilts. I will say, though, Ochoa's sub threat is interesting. He's got good front headlock positions, and I don't know. Maybe there's a pathway, there's a possibility. I feel like Durden's going to be able to wrestle him early, but then not throughout the entire fight. And then I think Ochoa has success after round 2, whether he finishes or not, harder to say, but I'll say Ochoa close one.
And remembering they're in the small cage, that could help Durden. Yeah. Ochoa.
They're in the big cage here, bro. They're at Atlanta. We're not in Vegas.
Oh, shit.
We're in the big cage, baby.
Oh, shit.
Which that's another reason why I tell you I like the Ochoa with space, too.
Ochoa just got way more attractive.
Oh,
that helped Philly Rowe a lot. Oh, you just blew my mind. The whole time I was thinking they're in the little cage.
No, brother.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that just helped Phil Rowe more. That's good. Okay. Now I'm going through every matchup in my head. In this fight, that helped Ochoa. Although Ochoa goes forward, dude. Ochoa goes forward anyway. You know what I mean? He doesn't fucking back up.
No.
He's not a rangy striker. He's Mexican, dude. He was getting into a scrap.
He's Peruvian, brother. He's Peruvian. Don't get us fucking in trouble.
Oh, he's Peruvian. Oh my God. This is in the big cage and he's Peruvian. You're blowing my mind. What is life, AJ?
Oh shit. That's funny as hell, man.
It is. From Peru. Damn. Looks Mexican to me. No, I'm just kidding.
This guy's funny as hell, man. Holy shit.
I'm just
listen. Respect on the pick. Finch, man. Gonna go Durden. I'm gonna go Ochoa. It's a dog fight. You're cracking me up, Mike Finch. This next fight you don't know about, Mike Finch. This next fight is brand new. We just got it announced during the stream. So this fight, I told you I'll surprise you with a fight. And it's gonna be this.
Oh, I thought the other one was what? On this card?
On this card. On this card, we got Ricky Simón now fighting Cameron Smotherman, who takes this matchup at bantamweight too on short notice. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
I have to do a live reaction to this. What the fuck? AJ. Holy shit. All right. Well, I like that they kept him on the card. That's cool. So what happened to Jordan?
Eye injury. So I don't know exactly what it was, but some type of eye injury. And he had to pull out of the fight, unfortunately, which really sucks because I was fucking stoked for the matchup between Simón and Jordan. I've been a Jordan fan for a long time, and at 135, I like him a lot. And obviously, Simón's a fucking scrapper. I was saying, we got Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili 2 at home. That was Jordan versus Simón. But now we get Smotherman versus Simón. I'm going to pick Simón. I'm going to tell you guys off rip. So reason being is you have to go with the experience factor. I think that is offensive grappling onslaught is a factor. You can get Smotherman down. Smotherman just got touched up against Surrey City last fight. Granted, yes, it's a different matchup with City, who's a lone kickboxer, but I'm not sure that Smotherman's ready for a long-time vet who's still certainly in his prime, like Ricky Simón. I'll have to favor Simón to outdog him and wear him down, beat him up with some ground and pound, win some striking exchanges. I think you go Simón. On the cards, I think it's live, but you could finish.
And it's just a kid. Smotherman's still new to the UFC. He's only 27 years old. Yeah. He's coming off of a loss. It's a lot for him to step up on short notice like this. I think he's trying to be a company man. I think he's probably in shape and probably does feel like he can win this fight. But the grappling of Simón is impressive. And he's a guy who's got a big heart and cardio and all that. So I think Ricky Simón could bully him here, man. Yeah, especially being the guy who's had the date the whole time. Simón smash.
Simón smash. I think that's the money call. I'll see if I can find odds for you, bro. Let me check. I don't know if they're out yet, but I will have to assume that they're going to be at the worst 3-1 odds, something like that. Let's see. No, I don't see any odds available yet. Let's see if you have odds.
They got to watch our show. You know what the bookies are doing right now. They're listening to the fucking best cappers in the game.
We should have said Smotherman. Smotherman's going to knock him out a lot. Come on, dog.
Smotherman via domination. Nah, man. I think Ricky Simón hits these takedowns. Smotherman's taking it on short notice. Yeah, 2-1 would be pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Simón should be a confident pick. I think he dominates, man. Smotherman on short notice, like Finch said, not having the high level experience. Kid's definitely got potential, but lost to Surrey City last time.
Damn.
He had a great debut against Jake Hadley on short notice, but I can't, say, okay, a win over Jake Hadley compares to a Ricky Simón level, a guy who's been in there with Song Yadong, Mario Batista, taking Batista's ass down, something Patchy Mix wasn't able to do. Fuck, man. Even the fight against Vinicius Oliveira, he's in a war. And then even last time he knocks out Javid Bashra. Ricky Simón is a gamer, bro.
Yeah.
And he beat Marab. He beat Marab. Like, he beat that guy once, dog.
He choked Marab unconscious, dude. Even though Marab went out right after the bell.
Yeah.
Right after the bell. You know when Marab really went out was on the takedown. Have you seen that clip?
I gotta go and rewatch it then.
Marab hits the
but
takedown, headbutts the mat, and is unconscious for a split second.
body
limp. And then Ricky Simón sweeps him with the guillotine, and then mounted guillotines him, and Marab pedals the bike to keep the blood going to the brain in a crazy one. Marab, turn your chin into the body, grab the hands, you know what I mean? Not like Marab can't choke me. I mean, Marab's chokes look really fucking good. That's not what I'm saying. But, back then it's like, bro, fight the hands. Like, he's fucking kicking like crazy. It's like, there's like 30 seconds on the clock. It was insane. Like, go fight the hands. He's Marab's real good. And so is Ricky Simón. I think Ricky Simón could dominate here, and that, he's on his way up to come see Marab again.
Let's go. Ricky Simón for the dub over Cameron Smotherman. Sad shift of the fights. That Jourdain fight was actually pretty lit. Not that this isn't a cool matchup, but yeah, I don't think Smotherman's ready for the test. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we have Malcolm Wellmaker versus Kris Moutinho. He's back. He's back, baby.
That's
Moutinho
crazy.
on a tear, brother. 5 wins in a row. He avenged a loss as well that he got before coming to the UFC against Cupcake Campbell. Remember Cupcake Campbell back in Bellator a long time ago? Way back. He beat fucking Corrales in Bellator way back.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, he just fought him and he fucked him up. Granted, a Campbell who's not in his prime anymore, but Moutinho's looking better. I got to say, as I'm watching Moutinho, I'm like, okay, like he's definitely dialed into this game hardcore. Good southpaw pressure striking style. The wrestling is there. His hands are pretty quick, but they give him Malcolm Wellmaker. Welcome back to the UFC. Malcolm motherfucking Wellmaker, a terrifying boxer with crazy precision and extreme timing. Yeah, bro. I think that you have to favor Wellmaker's hands to be the ultimate difference maker. But I will tell you, if Moutinho wrestles, that's the path. Moutinho pressure wrestling. Moutinho needs to slow Wellmaker down early in the fight by closing distance on him and making him wrestle. And then from there, if he has a more worn down Wellmaker, he starts to be able to match the striking a bit more. Problem is Wellmaker's timing, Wellmaker's footwork, Wellmaker's ability to strike from range. The kid is fucking on point. And he's a huge favorite too. I guess I just feel like Moutinho is more of a dog than given credit for. Like O'Malley hit him with everything and he was still standing.
I mean, a dog for sure.
Yeah.
But we saw such. I mean, it was Patchy Mix head movement. I'm sorry. Fuck that. I'm dunking on my homie. It's Patchy Mix head movement, bro. Moutinho got his shit dotted up by O'Malley. You remember that?
Dotted, yeah.
Bob. That was a speed bag, bro. O'Malley was out there just like dancing, pop, hitting with shots. It was fucked up, dude. It was a human punching bag.
It was.
So you saw the level difference, and Wellmaker looks like a destroyer of worlds, dude.
Yeah.
Wellmaker's an issue. So of course you got to go Wellmaker. Do I think the odds should be? It was like 1,300 or some stupid shit.
Yep.
Come on. It's crazy.
3-1, minus 400 even, but bro, 13. Moutinho still's got the toughness. He's been fighting a long time. Like he's looking to make it a dog fight. The question is, can he go over a round and a half? Because that'll get you plus 130. If you think Moutinho's chin holds up from Wellmaker's quick hands, if you think maybe he gets a takedown, hard to say. Wellmaker's good as fuck, dude. The way he dropped Simón, the Contender Series win over Bramhold, like he just seems like he's got that ability. And Moutinho's, he's a tough dude. It's a brawler.
He's very tough. I do have to see his improvements, though. I mean, he's been active, which is one of the best things that he could be at this point in his career. It earned him a shot back inside the UFC, but he's getting beat by Wellmaker.
They're asking me if it's Ripsky time, Mike. Listen, we're on a fucking professional show. It's Moneyline. But that being said, if we hit 100 likes, I mean, You might see me off to the side. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'll say.
Boom.
Boom. The odds for the fight are atrocious. You want to go knockout for Wellmaker? Well, join the club. He's a 2-1 favorite by knockout. So, yep.
Crazy. I don't think I'm touching this fight, dude. Hope you're both thriving. I thought that was awesome, Mr. Durden. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Doug Funny, I've seen you drop this comment, so I got to read it. Finch, you need to see Fists of Fury. Nothing to do with Bruce Lee MMA, but it's a great movie. Lots of fighters and MMA fans love when they see it. If you love martial arts, it'll be your favorite. All right. Fists of Fury. Why does that sound familiar? Have I seen Fist
of Fury?
Of Fury.
Thank you, Doug.
An old Bruce Lee movie. Got you. What was that comedy one? Kung Fu Hustle? That shit was dope. You seen Kung Fu? You haven't seen Kung Fu Hustle? Isn't that it? Hope I got that right. Let me see.
Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Beverly Hills Ninja was sick. I saw that. I'll tell you though, you know, the Bruce Lee lore is diminished a bit. When I saw Beverly Hills Ninja, I'm like, all right, maybe the the karate can look good with anybody on camera. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. And
yes,
it was Kung Fu Hustle.
You know what I'm saying, Finch? Like, not saying that Chris Farley, might not be a secret ninja, but he was never a renowned athlete or anything like that.
You know what? Chris Farley was fairly athletic for his size.
That's true.
The physical comedy that he would do, that's how I found my buddy Robbie Bach as a fighter. That's when I discovered it for the first time. Is he jumped? It was like from the set, it was from the stage up to the set, and he just hopped that shit like a traffic cone. And I'm like, this motherfucker is 300 pounds, and he just moved like a cat. I'm like, bro, have you ever tried like wrestling or mixed martial arts? And he's like, no, I would love to. So he started coming over to the garage. We started training. He ended up being 1-0. He had an amateur fight that I went and cornered him in. So shout out to Robbie Bach. Shout out to the boy. He actually, so we're there right before his fight, AJ, and I'm warming him up. Boom, boom. He's looking good. We're pummeling. He just reminds me of the pummeling. He's like, I was so ready to get underhooks and drag somebody to the ground. We're pummeling backstage. He goes, oh, I forgot my cup. And so I'm like, bro, AJ, he was up in an hour.
Holy shit.
What do you mean you don't have your cup? So we decided to take mine, and he didn't have a jock.
Holy shit.
So we duct taped it inside of his boxers. So he wore his boxers with my cup duct taped inside of them in order to go fight.
That's fucking lit. That's legendary shit.
That's local MMA.
Let's go. That's funny, man. Savage, bro. Savage 300-pound animal, bro. Holy fuck.
But he can fucking move. So you brought up Chris Farley. Yeah, he can move like that. He's one of those where I'm like, damn. Like,
yeah. Imagine Chris Farley got into fighting. He probably dropped some fucking UFC heavyweights right now. If he was still alive, we'll bring him back.
I mean,
shit.
I don't think he's ready for the POV either, but he's it could be like a little Chris Barnett or something,
I think
big guy who could throw a wheel kick, like, oh shit.
Let's go. Well, we're going Wellmaker here, guys. We want to keep running up. Next fight on the card, we got Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee. Finch, I'm going to hand you the microphone. I'm going to hand you the mic to break it down.
Michael Chiesa, the man who is scared to exchange with Tony Ferguson at 40 years old. That Michael Chiesa is taking on a Court McGee who is well past it. However, wrestling is the last thing to go. You could start your speed, timing, even your chin, but the wrestling, which is where I think, this fight will take place, right? It's got to favor McGee. And so it makes it interesting. Like, I could imagine a world where McGee stuffs a shot and then they got a kickbox. And I mean, neither of these guys are kickboxers, but Chiesa's a long, rangy, fairly athletic dude. Could he make something happen? I don't know. I'm a bit of a Chiesa criticizer. I think at times he deserves it, But I would say that that Chiesa being a slight favorite here makes sense. I just don't doubt Court McGee's ability to stop takedowns. If in the case that Chiesa crawls onto his back, yeah, it's going to be real bad real quick. Chiesa's got a nice strangle. He's a big dude. So very slightly into Chiesa, but dude, Court McGee's not done. Court McGee can fight at this level.
I just think it's weird, right? You got McGee, the former middleweight, Chiesa, the former lightweight, and that doesn't always end well when the former lightweight's looking to outmuscle the former middleweight. I'm just worried. 40-year-old McGee still got dog in him for sure, and Chiesa doesn't pack a big punch. Granted, his wrestling looked good last fight, but McGee's wrestling looked good last fight too. I'm going with Chiesa, but it's one of those picks where it's like, do I really think for sure? Like, could Court McGee not outbox Chiesa? I'm never like, whoa, Chiesa's striking. I'm like, all right, his jiu-jitsu slick. I think he's faster on the ground than McGee is, like transition speed and whatnot, his athleticism. But yeah, dude, actually the odds are not super close. It's minus 350 for Chiesa. I think it's a lot closer than that. Like, the odds
Yeah,
are
I saw that.
wide, man.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I mean, to me, relatively unbettable. To me,
Pierre for UC Fontaine, thank you for 16 months. AJ, I know it's not related, but I'm gonna be at 317. Which think of the Van Royval fight? Big fan of Royval, but we'll bet Royval. I think he meant big fan of Van, but we'll bet Royval. So I did a video actually earlier today, giving an in-depth early prediction to the fight.
Holy shit! And he
so
doesn't even mention it before I come on. AJ tells me on stream. This is crazy. He made a video.
I did.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were checking the vids. I was hoping you would say, yo, bro, I saw your video.
I would have liked to. All right. You know? Some of us have to have a real job. Okay.
This is a real gig. This is it. You know what this is, bro? The Saturday surrender. It's every Saturday. Almost every Saturday of the year. This is it. Sunday, same thing. You lock in, you know?
Ain't cheap out here in Huntington Beach, bro.
You gotta go doubles.
All right. We got no riots over here in Huntington Beach, all right? That shit is in LA.
That's why you stay in Huntington Beach. You go to LA. I don't know, Finch. We wouldn't be doing the show tonight. You have no power.
They call it the Orange Curtain, Orange County. So when you go to visit LA and you're like, damn, there's kind of a lot of homeless people, it's a little dirty. Come to Orange County and you'll be like, this is pretty. This is really nice, you know? Orange County's great.
Orange County. Listen, if I'm going to Cali, I'm going to Orange County. I don't think
he's gonna come see his boy.
What else am I doing?
We're gonna go to HB Main Street. I'll take you to Newport. Laguna's gorgeous. You know, we could hit some of the gyms. You want to pull up on Rampage?
That's cool.
Just jump in the Jackson podcast. Just demand.
I mean, listen, I don't know why I'm not on this show yet. What the hell's going on? Me and Finch on Jackson Pod would be probably one of the craziest moments of history.
Seems like it fits.
Do we got enough pull at almost 50K right now to pull through?
We're on our way.
Damn, we're on our way.
He's like, that's a no. Oh shit.
Pierre for UC Fontaine. Thank you for gifting 5. Thank you, bro.
Good man. Good man,
Appreciate
Pierre.
you, man.
I'm going Chiesa, I guess.
Chiesa, I guess. You know, we'll go Chiesa. It is what it is. I want to run up to some of the more lit fights. All right. This next one, we got the rebooking of Craig and Bellato. I expect chaos as these two engage. I got to go with Bellato, man. Craig, he had the failed middleweight experiment, 4 fights down there. His last fight at light heavyweight, he was knocked out by Johnny Walker. And now you give him a big plotting Brazilian who's at the very least really wants to fucking win and like willing to brawl. Craig's got nice kicks. Like, I'll say this about Paul Craig. Kicks are nice, but his hands are really lacking, and Bellato's going to be looking to throw bombs, man. And I don't feel like Craig has the wrestling. I feel like Bellato's big, strong Brazilian dude with jiu-jitsu base. I think he can stop the takedowns from Craig and turn into a striking fight. And I think Craig wilts after big shots from Bellato lands. And I think, honestly, though, if you're Paul Craig, maybe you're pulling guard. But even that, I don't love his chances pulling guard against this big, strong Brazilian. Like, of course, Craig locked up subs in his prime against guys that are, you know, elite now. But I don't think it happens here, man. I think Paul Craig, that Bo Nickel loss, you know, he didn't look great. He lost to Barrio, lost to Brendan Allen, even struggled a bit with Muniz.
Those names you just mentioned.
They're good names, but I think Bellato's knocking them out on the feet. I think, you know, there comes a time when it's just, nah, it's just not there. I don't think Craig's got it left. I think that it's going to be a Bellato night.
I don't think Bellato I don't think Bellato is going to one punch KO him. And so even in this scenario, which is a likely one where Bellato's kind of able to hit him with some big shots, Paul Craig falls down. If you're in Bellato's corner, his jiu-jitsu look bad to me. I think call him up. So I think the strategic, logical thing for Bellato is to do a Joe Pyfer fight. Stay out there, boom, touch him with something, and then back up. And so I'm going to say that Bellato gets it on the cards. I do think that he'll be smart enough to not grapple with Paul Craig. Because if he does, anybody could get it. You know, that guard has got some. You know, it's like in Lord of the Rings when they're stuck outside the mountain and the fucking monster comes out of the lake and starts grabbing Frodo and Sam and stuff. You know, it's like when you're in his guard, it could just come up and triangle armbar. Like his hips will just shoot at you. And it's better that Bellato just technically kickboxes, man. I think his team's going to tell him that. And I think he'll follow through with that Bellato decision.
Bellato decision for the Finch. I am riding the wave of KO. It's minus 350 on the money line, but Bellato should definitely win. Plus 285 for Craig. The over 1.5 is minus 135 if you're confident in that call and you don't want to go decision prop. The decision prop itself is plus 450 Finch and then minus 150 for the KO for Bellato.
Only minus 150 for KO? They really think KO, huh?
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
Thing is, Craig, I don't know about the chin at 205 with a big Brazilian throwing bombs on his chin.
All right. I mean, maybe, yeah. Like, yeah, there's a risk. And his hands are bad, but I feel like that's why he fights within a kick range and then can crash in and try to clinch. I don't know. But yeah, Bellato's live to KO.
I'll tell you this about Paul Craig, brother. Paul Craig in his earlier days of the game, knockout lost Tyson Pedro, Khalil Roundtree, Alonzo Menifield, right? And then he went on a tear and actually really finding some footing against the higher level guys for a handful of years. But I think that was his, past prime. I think his prime is 2022, 2023. And I think now he's past his best days.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you see guys get knocked out earlier in their run and then they start figuring it out, coming together, not losing by knockout, but then they start falling off again, I think it's a matter of time before he gets knocked out. Like, it'll be reminiscent of his earlier UFC career. And I think, I don't know, you fall on bad habits as the age hits and he gets hit with a big shot. I don't think he responds well. I think Bellato chins him.
I think that's what he would have to do, AJ, because I don't think Bellato is going to go down and grapple him. I mean, you saw him go to that draw with Jimmy Crute, and I picked Jimmy Crute in that fight, and I was upset.
Jimmy Crute was he pulled himself on top of him, though. He fucked up bad in round one, going for that fucking body lock and then pulling down. Get his ass kicked after.
Yeah.
The positive is Bellato doesn't quit on himself, though. Like, he definitely has the fucking will to win.
Facts. What's up, Jared? Been a huge fan of you both. I'm an assistant basketball coach at Baylor University. Huge fan of MMA. Keep being great. Jared, that is really kind. Awesome. Yeah. You're an assistant basketball coach. I don't even know what the rules are. I don't even know how to play basketball. So good on you for being this big of an MMA fan and being able to. I can't watch any other sports. I don't have any other time. I watch fist fights all day, every day. Thank you for being here, bro.
Jared Nunes from Baylor. That's cool as fuck because Baylor's got a good program. I actually was a basketball guy when I was younger, bro. I could hang on the rim, bro, but could never dunk. That's really fucking cool that you're a basketball coach there. So W to you. And the assistant coach watching the show, shit, I appreciate that. We're spreading worldwide, it seems.
See, everybody watching our show, that guy has a job. You guys should all get out there and get. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm like your grandma. I'm like your mom.
Me? I'm living lavish. I'm loving this shit.
No. I'm saying their moms. They're telling them all to go out and get a job as an assistant basketball coach at Baylor.
I think they're on the way.
Very cool. Thank you for the dono, brother.
W, bro. W dono. W fucking basketball coaching gig. That's cool as fuck. Baylor's legit. The prelims, me and Finch are on Bellato. The right side of history for sure. And let's keep running. Next fight on the card. It brings us to our main card opener. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And it also brings us to an interesting fight. It's a fight between prospect and old guard. Oumar Sy, hyper talented, undefeated right now, training at American Top Team. Slick, striking from the outside, very good kicker, rips nice high kicks, good length to him, and seems to be pretty well rounded. Last time, he had a fight with Dawoon Jung, but Carlos Ulberg also had a back and forth with Jung. So I'm not going to say, oh, the Dawoon Jung fight is a big red flag against Menifield, who struggled a lot with Julius Walker, who came into the fight on mega short notice, who did close the gap well and tie up with him and, make it a competitive ass matchup. But he only had 6 pro fights, and, Menifield winged some big bombs out there, but never like clean, accurate, effective technique. I just think Oumar Sy is too sharp. I think Sy can technically outstrike Menifield. I worry about Menifield's training camps, where he's at. He moved around gyms. Now he's at Fortis. I know he was training in Colorado for a bit. I feel like Sy could clip Menifield with a big straight shot and put him away, man. I'm going Sy KO, man.
Sy KO makes sense. Alonzo Menifield's dangerous. Alonzo Menifield shouldn't be, I think, this big of a dog. How often do we say that, though?
All the time. And most of the time, fucking the faves are coming through in the wide out.
Yeah. It isn't my favorite wide fight of the card, but it makes sense. Sy KO based on the matchup too. Like, I don't see where Menifield out grapples him, so I think Sy can get him out of there.
I think Sy looks good in this fight. I think it's a better performance than the Jung fight. And as a huge favorite, I mean, he should hit. And I think he should hit with, impressive straight shots and dangerous kicks and winning the clinch battle. He's a minus 550 favorite. I'm like talking like it's 3-1. Like it should be Sy all day. Does he get a KO? I lean towards yes at plus 375. Sy also does have a ground game though. And take the back and submit a Menifield. What's interesting, odds wise, Sy by KO plus 140. So it's an interesting thing to look at, but you look at Menifield's game, he hasn't been submitted since way back when, bro. Has he ever been submitted as a pro? I can't think of a recent submission loss. Let me double check this real quick.
I can't think of one.
5 losses, never by sub, 3 KOs, 2 decisions. But granted, Sy's got long limbs, takes his back. I see a Sy win. It could end up being a decision. That's not out of the realm of possibility, but something tells me Menifield's getting cracked.
So, but the odds reflect it. Unfortunately, I think Vegas booked this as one of the wider ones. It's not as crazy as damn Chris Moutinho. They're like, fuck this kid.
I know.
They put him in another digit of underdog. That is crazy. This one's wide. I don't know. What is it? 7-1?
No, 550.
550 to 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he has that type of chance though. Like, Menifield's got power. Menifield's a big, strong, powerful dude. It's just, I think Sy, the way they match up, I think Menifield makes a mistake.
Yeah, I think so too. He gets caught with something. So Finchman and I both going Oumar Sy. Hey, Tyler Durden. I hear somebody. What the fuck?
You hear him?
Oh shit. Should I go check the door?
Get the strap, bro. Get the strap.
Should I go check the door, bro? Shit.
Get the strap first, bro. What the fuck? Where's that dog I heard barking? Where's that?
You know what? I don't get the strap in here. I'm gonna bring the fucking mug. You want to mess around?
Hey, just know you come up in my apartment, it's the strap, okay?
Let's go.
Tyler Durden, how dare you? How do you? Why you think he lives in an apartment? My man lives in Florida. They don't live in apartments in Florida. Those motherfuckers got houses. Okay, you want to see some apartments? You come to Southern California, where a house costs 1.8 million. Yeah, we doing some apartment living here. Okay.
Apartments are on the rise actually in Florida now. Really, really popular in the Tampa Bay surrounding areas.
Must be cheap. In Miami, I know is a little pricey, but. I mean, out by you, like what
prices are going up, my friend.
3-bedroom house was like 350K.
Not anymore, brother.
No.
Prices are rising, bro. Yeah, Florida is becoming Cali 2.0 over here.
No,
because everybody's moving here. Not that it's to that degree, but
yeah.
Everybody's moving here, bro. So now it's like the prices are definitely up. Not to Cali level, but they're up.
Yeah, I've seen like Vegas prices dipping a little bit. You know, I'm always looking around. I'm just interested. I'm just, you know, interested in politics. I'm interested in what the housing market does. I'm an old fuck. This is what middle-aged guys do. Okay.
Middle-aged, this guy now.
What we fucking care about.
You're a young guy. Get the fuck out.
This is what we fucking care about. Okay. I'm an old man.
Shit.
No, I don't think you'll see California prices there in our lifetime, homie.
I hope not.
I hope not, dude. Literally, I mean, the house over here, 1.1, 1.5 million, just a little 2-3 bedroom house on like no land. So
Cali's a beautiful place to be, it seems.
It is. Guys, get AJ out here in August. I'll put a petition out. Okay. Let's
go, Finch. We got Sy prospect to stay undefeated, to get a big win and keep moving up the ranks over the old guard in Menifield, who, you know, hasn't looked good in a while. Hasn't really looked good since the Jacoby fight where he dropped him late. And that was a few years ago. So Sy for the win. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, Cody Brundage versus Mansour Abdul-Malik. I got to go with Mansour Abdul-Malik. Brundage. Listen, Brundage is a dog. He's a good scrapper. He's got heavy hands. He's throwing heat, and he's willing to engage. But we've seen him melt. I think that Abdul-Malik's wrestling is pretty solid. I think his pace is pretty solid. He's got a strong will to win and is, you know, able to come through with some adversity and then turn it around and come back. Brundage was in that back and forth with Marquez last time. I understand, though. Brundage has kind of found his flow. He's 3-1-1 no contest in his last 5 fights in the UFC, which is actually really impressive. But I feel like you got to go with the prospect. You got to go with Malik. I think Malik could land some big knees to the body. I think he could hurt Brundage with some good shots. I think Brundage comes out hard and makes it a, you know, good fight in the first few minutes. But I think it starts to fall apart after minute 3. And that's when I think Malik is live to get him away and out within the first 2 rounds. I will probably favor for Abdul-Malik here.
Are we going Malik or Malik?
Abdul-Malik, Abdul-Malik, whatever you want to say.
Whatever I want to say? No.
However it comes off the tongue.
I want to know how he says it. Malik sounds more black. That seems like Malik, you know? Malik, I don't know.
Malik. I don't know.
However he says it is how I want to say it. So Abdul-Malik, I'm going to go with. Yeah, I mean, stoppage over Nick Klein, Dusko Todorovic, not the highest level opponent, but I like it. And he's looked like a fucking machine, you know, in those fights. And against the Cody Brundage, who's going back and forth with Julian Marquez. I mean, Julian Marquez had moments, AJ. Julian Marquez was in that shit. I'm fucking pulling my hair out. You know, I bet on every card. So I'm like, no, Cody, no, you know. And he ends up weathering the storm and coming back. You know, the reason why we say that he's tough and he can weather the storm a little bit is because he gets in the storms. He's getting the storms. He makes mistakes. You know, there's issues. He's got some grappling. He boxed a little bit, but he's got a lot of issues. I think Abdul-Malik beats him every phase of the game. Yeah, Abdul-Malik's got to be a lock.
Let's go. I think so. I think he should win. $5 from Tyler Durden. Travel all this way, made to Tampa, come to the window. Do I have to go check? You want me to go?
Check the window really quick. Just make sure. Just make sure. You know, I told AJ, you don't walk up there. You know, we've been training martial arts our whole lives.
No, it's all good. Finch, it's all good. He's not out
good.
There. I'm good. I'm joking around.
Don't make me come over there, bro.
Nobody's there, bro. Nobody's there. I had the mug though. I wasn't playing. You think it's a fucking joke? This mug hits you. This mug is like a brick. You know, this mug's dangerous, man.
AJ shows up with the mug. I got like swords by the front door, bro. We're ready. Okay.
Ready for war, man. We got the sword, man. We got the mug, man.
I got medieval swords just ready to rock.
Let's go. Thank you for the 5, Tyler Durden. Let's look at the odds real quick, Finch. All jokes aside, you know, let's check the odds real quick. Minus 700. My God. Minus 700. Abdul-Malik. That's no fun. And Brundage been looking better. Like those odds are fucking ass, man.
It's a lock though. So I think even Brundage has to doubt himself in this matchup. You know, how crazy if he had a comeback though. Like I think his pathway is like overcome the storm, survive. He gets tired, and then you fucking put it on him, you know? Something like that.
No, it's the only way. That's it. He's got to But the thing is, Malik's good at overcoming storms, right? I feel like Brundage would bring the earlier storm if someone's to storm first, you know, and then Malik would overwhelm him and then finish him. I know.
I think so. I think Malik's going to get him out of there too. I do imagine it's a stoppage. Yeah, ground and pound.
Ground and pound. Mansour Abdul-Malik wins. If you want to play the knockout prop, -325. So no value on that shit, bro. But
no way, guys.
No way.
That's what if he submits him?
Shit odds, bro. Yeah, shit odds. It is what it is. Nonetheless, we got Malik to win. Let's keep moving up, Finch. Next fight in the card, we got a great one. Cody Garbrandt versus Raoni Barcelos. I'm picking Cody Garbrandt to win. I feel like he can fight with the Barcelos, and you look at me like I'm nuts. Just fucking manhandle Peyton Talbot, but let's chill for a second. Talbot anybody that can wrestle. Garbrandt's a lifetime wrestler. Garbrandt can box well. He was still cracking Figgy on the feet. Sure, he got taken down and fucking manhandled, but Figueiredo's championship caliber. Barcelos was the Brazilian next Jose Aldo who never was. He's a good wrestler. He's got decent Muay Thai, but Garbrandt's faster on his feet. If he stops takedowns, I think Garbrandt is landing thunderous shots. I think we've seen Barcelos hurt enough to know that you could crack him and put him down, and Garbrandt's still timing when he's on is second to none. I don't know what Garbrandt is going through mentally, though. He got the face tat. Like, I don't know. He seems locked in. I check out his Instagram. He seems like he's dialed in. He's got his nicotine pouches that he's working with now and selling. He can still box. And I just don't feel like Barcelos is the guy. I'm not a Barcelos believer at this point. I think that Garbrandt keeps his career alive, and I think he can beat Raoni Barcelos. Fuck it. I'm calling it.
Wow. AJ. Cody Garbrandt, when he's on, has the best timing in the UFC. Ilya Topuria? I mean, you're gonna tell me the best in the UFC?
I didn't say the best. I said he has great timing.
That's what he
said.
I said
Better. I said the better.
Y'all you tripping.
Best? I did not say best timing in the UFC.
Camera.
Somebody tell me. Did I say best timing in the UFC?
He said when he's on, he's got the best timing. He said
some of the best, like maybe I said.
Can somebody rewind the video and confirm, please?
I don't even know if I said that.
He's like, I didn't mean that.
He's on. He's nasty, but I don't know. I wouldn't say Topuria. Good, though. Good timing.
All right. As long as you don't actually believe that, we can move on. Okay.
That's crazy.
Cody Garbrandt's got hands. I think he gets taken down by Raoni Barcelos. I feel like he's going to get beat up on the ground. You saw some issues with the grappling against Davison Figueiredo. Raoni Barcelos is bigger and stronger than Davison. I think, at bantamweight, it was very impressive what he did to Talbot. It's very fucking impressive. I wasn't blown away by the performance against Davison, just talking about their last fights. So, Cody Garbrandt's at the UFC, or he was at the UFC PI last year anyway, when I was there. And it was cool to see the type of group he's training with. Jeremy Kennedy and Bellator, Patchy, a lot of the Dagestanis, there was a big group of guys. And it was cool to see him mixing it up with anybody. Like it's a good, like, learning no ego mindset, the way they were training, because he would go with everybody. I think there could be some life in his career for sure, but just looking at the matchup, brother, I think he gets out grappled here. I don't know how, like, on paper, he's got good wrestling. And fuck, he used to have some good wrestling. He used to have incredible boxing. His performance against Dominic Cruz is still one of the greatest performances in UFC championship history. I mean, it is incredible. And that really showed you, where he can be. Where he is always somewhere either way far away from that or noticeably far away from that. So I don't think he's going to put on some incredible performance. I'm going to go Raoni Barcelos submission.
Oy. Punch in the gut, bro. Plus 153 for no love. Barcelos minus 178. If you like submission for the side of Barcelos, you got plus 485.
Don't tell me what a good time. You remember when I said that last time? Because you read off the submission prop for Kayla Harrison. I'm like, don't tell me what a good time.
I know.
And I did have a good time. Raoni Barcelos submission. All right, don't tell me what a good time, bro.
Shit. Thank you for $2, Casual Degenerate. Big W's. Everybody W to you, bro. Let's go, Casual Degenerate. My guy.
Big
I'm
W.
excited. I feel like I'm believing in Cody one more time. I don't care. I'm ready. I'm fucking going out on the Shield with him if need be.
You love these strikers. Charles Jourdain over Ricky Simón. Cody Garbrandt over Raoni Barcelos. What the fuck? You like these strikers, bro?
When I think of Barcelos, though, I don't think of elite wrestling. I know he's got the Brazilian national championship.
It's a motherfucker to wrestle with.
I don't know about that, bro. He lost the first round pretty handily in his debut. And his striking is awesome. And Talbot still punched him in the face real nice. But Nick Aguirre had a good first round wrestling up Peyton Talbot. I don't know, man. Peyton Talbot was getting taken down at will. And I'm looking at the defense. I'm like, yo, Cody Garbrandt ain't getting taken down by that. So Garbrandt, I think he could pull a surprise through.
Respect. I do think the wrestling goes the other way.
Let's go. We shall see, my friend. Finch, man, going Barcelos. I'm going Cody No Love. We're going back to the OG days, baby. Let's fucking go. And let's keep running up the card. Next fight on it, we got Edmen Shahbazyan versus Andre Petroski. I'm picking Edmen Shahbazyan, but I can't say there's not, a little worry of him on his back. Petroski's powerful, good wrestling. The problem with Petroski is I feel like he's still hittable with big shots on the feet against an explosive and dynamic kickboxer like Shahbazyan.
185-pound patchy mix.
Coming, but he's got the heavy hooks. That's about it. But on the ground, Petroski's a dominator, right? He really embraces the grind well, controls from top position. I don't know, though. I feel like Shahbazyan's so young where it's like even the GM3 fight, he fumbles the bag with GM3 surviving and then with the comeback sub, but he had him hurt bad. There's been good striking moments for him. What happens if Petroski can't get him down? What happens if they're striking? I really think Shahbazyan is live to do damage to Petroski on the feet, and I could see a body kick really hurting Petroski and stopping him. I'm going to go with Shahbazyan to knock Petroski out. I recognize that it is the, grappler versus striker, but is Shahbazyan to get manhandled by Petroski? Is he good enough to pass this test? A lot of Shahbazyan's wins are against, for a lack of a better term, shit cans, not high-level guys. But he does have nasty offense. Hasn't had a big win since the Brad Tavares win in 2019, to be real with you. And I think that Shahbazyan, I think he can pass this test and get a KO against a hard-nosed wrestler like Petroski.
I'm going Andre Petroski. I think Andre Petroski can continue to expose the lack of ground game for Edmen Shahbazyan. It is not good. It is not UFC level. When his back hits the mat, he panics. That's an issue. Now, at range, Edmen Shahbazyan's very loose. AJ's got a great point. There's a clear pathway for Edmen Shahbazyan to just kickbox and move around Petroski. But if Petroski doesn't pull a full patchy mix and not shoot at all, we're good here. He could be a little stiff with the stand-up as long as he absolutely insists on clinching and getting this thing to the ground. As soon as he gets on top, Petroski's got some chokes. He's shown us his ability to finish from a front headlock. I do think he strangles an Edmen Shahbazyan who has just shown to be pitiful on the ground.
Shahbazyan right now is a minus 185 favorite to Petroski at plus 160. You can get the Petroski sub at 6-1 right now.
Whoa. That was crazy. 6-1 for sub?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I get the value Petroski side as an underdog, hard-nosed wrestling, tough as fuck. Just I think Shahbazyan's striking is so much more dynamic. But do I trust Petroski? Do I trust Shahbazyan against Petroski enough so that I'm like, yo, put Shahbaz in the parlay? I worry, man. I worry about him on his ass. I worry about him selling as he's winning. It's just, dude, Petroski's not a big finisher on the ground, though. I know he got the Maximov sub, but lately, Josh Fremd went the distance with him, man. I feel like Shahbazyan, if he's able to defend the takedown or if he survives some grappling encounters, and striking is a lot better, a lot slicker, a lot cleaner. I'll go Shahbaz.
Yeah, they're specialists for sure. I think Petroski knows that he doesn't want to go shot for shot, meaning punch for punch, with Shahbazyan. I think he knows he better close the distance and grapple. Could he fumble the bag? Yeah. I don't think Shahbazyan is going to get too high in the UFC with this huge hole in his game. I mean, that GM3 fight, if you needed to put a complete spotlight on the on the availability at all times to just plow through the guard and fucking strangle Edmund Shahbazyan. GM3 showed us that you could get out kickboxed all day. GM3 just needed to get on top one time. I think Petroski's a real problem when he gets to the top position. He's much stronger than GM3. His submission game's not as good, but I don't think it needs to be. I think him watching those fights is enough for him to be like, yeah, I could do this. Petroski submission, my brother.
Finch, I respect it. He's going underdog. He's going sub call. And shit, we shall find out. I'm going to go on the other side with the Shahbazyan. Finch going the Russian Savage Petroski. And we got to run up to the co-main event, Finch. Ladies going after it. We got Thug Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. My pick is going to be Thug Rose to pull through. I think she's got a big speed advantage in the striking. She's used to fighting girls Maverick's size too, because Maverick's going to be shorter at 5'3", more built like thick women's strawweight fighting at flyweight. I think Namajunas looks pretty good here. I've never been awestruck by Maverick's offense. Like, she's okay. Strong, has some pressure with her wrestling, has decent kickboxing, rips, solid shots, but nothing is like, Miranda Maverick. Whereas Thug Rose, I mean, you're talking about one of the, highest level of female fighters we've seen. Is she still in her prime or not? You could debate it back and forth, but I know she still went 5 with Blanchfield. She put up a good fight with Furo, beat Tracy Cortez, beat Amanda Hebos. She's still real fast in the striking department. Stand-up game is still slick and clean, and I don't think she's getting bullied on the ground with Maverick. I think Thug Rose looks sharp on the feet with better timing, and I think she finds a lot of straight shots here, and I think she outpoints Miranda Maverick to a unanimous decision in this 3-round co-main event.
Dope fight. It's a good one for Rose. It really tests Rose. We saw Aaron Blanchfield show us a way, and so I'm sure Miranda Maverick will try to replicate and learn from that fight. But I'm going Thug Rose too, AJ. The kickboxing's too clean. Her ability to break clinches, her ability to keep in high output, former champion, and you can see that. She looks in great shape. I was watching her recent training, Thug Rose decision.
Thug Rose. I think Rose is still dreaming of contending for a belt again. Like, I don't think that Rose has lost the motivation. And actually, I really like an Alexa Grasso fight for Thug Rose at some point.
Wow.
That's a good fight. They haven't fought before. They've both been, around the same level for a long, long time.
That's nice.
And I think she gets past the Miranda Maverick test. Maverick's most recent loss was Jazz Davicius, which is forgivable. Jazz Davicius is a monstrous grappler. But even like her Jamie Lynn Horth win, I wasn't blown away. It was kind of a hard fight. She still won, but it wasn't like, Miranda Maverick's a contender. And I just feel like Thug Rose is going to be able to fight off the takedowns, win clinch battles, and escape. Like you said, I think she'll swivel out pretty nicely, and I think the speed's a factor. So Thug Rose for the dub.
Thug Rose for the dub. I think she's going to do it from range. She does it being technically sound. Her kickboxing is very high level, and it's so adapted for the cage. Her breaks from the clinch. I mean, she's such a veteran at this point. The reliability factors are there for me. Give me Thug Rose. I think Miranda Maverick needs this thing on the ground. I don't think she'll reliably get it there.
Odds for the fight, Thug Rose is sitting at -245 as the favorite. Maverick +210 with an over 2.5 at -500. You got to favor Rose decision, which sits at -185. It's been a while since she's had an emphatic KO. But I will say, Miranda Maverick, she could get caught, but she's pretty tough, though. Really good shape, like good athlete, Miranda Maverick. That's what I think of when I see her style. But I think the sharper Thug Rose wins the technical warfare and takes home a decision win. I like it. I think unanimous decision incoming for Thug.
Such a Thug Rose fan, dude. I mean, is it not awesome to see her work? Like, Thug Rose knocked out Wei Lee. Like, y'all must have forgot Thug Rose is very, very fucking good at striking. Yeah. And her jiu-jitsu is not bad, and her defensive wrestling's good. I think that Miranda Maverick's up against a real champion. Miranda Maverick's gonna be very hungry. She's very strong. She'll probably push her, but I think Thug Rose gets off that fucking fence when she needs to, man. Yeah, I think you made a good point, which is that she still sees, one more run at the title, another big fight or two. She sees that in her future. I think in her head, she's in great shape and ready to go for Saturday.
Let's go. Finchman and I both going Thug Rose to win. Chalky favorite, yeah, but confident call nonetheless. Let's keep running. Next fight, main event. If you guys are watching and you haven't yet, make sure you smash the hell out of the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I'm cheesing like Joaquin Buckley at this damn main event, okay? I like this matchup. I'm going with Joaquin Buckley to beat the once great Usman because I just can't pick against momentum. 5 fights since Usman's last fight for Joaquin Buckley, 5 wins for him, and he seems to be finding his flow state. Was piecing up Colby Covington, and sure, Colby had some late wrestling moments, but he didn't really do anything with them. And of course, you know, Colby, hard-nosed wrestler that had 2 battles with Kamaru Usman. Say what you want, he's washed, he's this, he's that. Dude still knows how to wrestle. And it's not like I felt like, oh, the tide is turning at the doctor's stoppage. And they call us like, no, Buckley was going to keep beating the shit out of Colby, but Colby might hit a takedown or 2. I think Buckley's hands are a big difference maker. Usman got back in the day. Remember when Burns was catching him with those looping punches? I think Buckley could do it better and catch him with those overhands like that, those wide hooks. Right. I think Usman a little stiff and tall, and then a year and 7 months off. His knees are completely gone. Hasn't cut to 170 in a while since the Leon Edwards trilogy. Dude, I think Joaquin Buckley's live to crack Usman with some big shots. It comes down to Usman still got the durability. I don't know. I'm going to favor Buckley, and I think KO is live too. KO or decision. I think Buckley's ready for 5 if it has to go there as well, and definitely going to have a speed advantage and better boxing and defensive wrestling that should hold up against an aging Usman.
Buckley's a finisher, man. Buckley puts people away. He puts a lot of kinetic energy underneath his shots. He bends his knees real well and uses that explosiveness. Like, it's one thing to have a weapon, and it's another thing to implement it, to be able to use it. And I think his style has been able to just get the most out of his explosive athletic ability. You know, I really like, you know, his chances of getting a nice, legit KO finish here over Kamaru Usman. I think that's absolutely real, especially the way he pounces. Like, he smells a little blood. He just starts bending those knees and ripping shots. You know, Kamaru is going to be the more seasoned fighter. His advantages are his ability to, you know, sort of see the fight over the 5 rounds. He's done it so many times. He's been in that terrain. There are plenty of places in a fight that Joaquin Buckley hasn't been in yet. But with that being said, Joaquin Buckley just beat 2 real veterans. Joaquin Buckley just beat Colby Covington, the former interim champion, and he beat Wonder Boy before that. Those are 2 extremely high IQ fighters, one being a wrestler, one being a striker. Kamaru Usman having both aspects to his game, I think that's a great lead into this, right? Fighting Colby and then getting Kamaru right after, you know, hurt knee, out for over a year, etc. Like Hamzat, the last fight. I think all the stars are aligning for Joaquin Buckley here. You got to like him, even if he's not as technically sound as Usman, which Usman probably has a little bit better game in martial arts. But the timing of when this fight is taking place matters a lot. I think the man that steps in the cage on Saturday, that'll be the best Joaquin Buckley we've ever seen, and I doubt it'll be the best Kamaru Usman we've ever seen. Give me Joaquin Buckley via TKO.
Joaquin Buckley, KO, TKO, me and the Finch on the same side. Buckley's a minus 270 favorite. He was plus 140 at open, though, so the line is completely flipped. Usman sitting at plus 230, and over 4.5 is plus 100. So the fight is expected to finish. And KO win for Joaquin Buckley is just plus 165 against the legend.
Wow. Wow. So what? Buckley decision? What's that?
Buckley to win by a decision currently sits at plus 200. So it's KO or decision, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's a world where Kamaru Usman stays in the fight. You know, okay, I'm just gonna win 3-4-5, right? That's a you know. Buckley, I think, is gonna try to put him away too, right? That's just who he is, you know.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see Buckley's energy management. Like, these are things that I'm gonna learn about Buckley through seeing him get some of these bigger fights, right? I'm interested to see how he deals with it. so far so good. So I'll say that he lays on the gas at the right moment and does get the TKO.
Let's go. Casual Degenerate. Thank you for $3. Big W to you, my friend. Hell yeah. I think that Buckley is going to have a clear boxing speed advantage. I think he's clearly going to be the faster striker. I think his timing is going to be better. Usman with the layoff, the knees. I don't know where Usman's at, dude. He's 38 now, but it's not even the age. It's the layoff for me. It's the fact that we haven't seen him. If we saw Usman fight more recently, it's like, okay, we can kind of gauge. He fought on short notice up in weight against Khamzat. And yeah, he put up a tough fight, sure, but it was still a while back. And yeah, I don't know with Usman, man. I just feel like it's Buckley's time to shine. And I think Buckley goes out there and performs, lives up to it. And Usman even cutting to 170 might be, a detriment to the chin. Big shot could land. I thought Usman was going to stay at 85 because he didn't look small against Khamzat. But I guess in his mind, he's like, yo, 170 is my weight class, which is true. Because if Usman is to find a way to win somehow, then he is immediately in a Bilal Muhammad fight. Definitely high stakes matchups left and right for him. Could find himself in the title picture quickly. But Buckley,
yeah, I think they would want that fight for Jack. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Have Jack Della and Kamaru, like you're building a champion. You want him to fight other champions. You know, they did this with Merab. Merab was on his way to the title. They gave him Henry Cejudo, right? It made a lot of sense. Merab gets the dub over Henry. He was able to pick up and slam an Olympic wrestler. It really helps build the aura. So I think they would actually want to if Kamaru was able to put on a performance here, they'd be able to fast track him. But they're giving him this fight because he has to do this. I don't think he does it.
I don't think so either, Mike Finch.
38.
A little too late, past his best days. Finch and I both going with Joaquin Buckley to go out there and finish Kamaru Usman in the main event. But we're not done yet, Mike Finch. You know what time it is, bro? It's time for the parlays to play.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Open up your wallets and let's bet on some fist fights.
Yeah, parlay time. I wanted to lock Ricky Simón over Charles Jourdain, but that fight's not happening Saturday night. So, it's going to be Ricky Simón and that kid. What's his name? Wellmaker? What's his name?
Smotherman.
Yeah, that's right. Cameron Smotherman. Come on, bro. We got to keep it. I think Ricky Simón's going to beat Cameron Smotherman too.
Okay. Ricky Simón over Smotherman. Seems like a pretty money call, if you ask me. I don't know what the lines are.
Odds, that's right.
I don't know what the odds are.
Where you can't give us the odds.
I don't know.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, I fucked you up.
It's okay. For me, I don't know yet, bro.
You got Buckley. You were confident in Buckley and Thug Rose. I saw it in your eyes.
I mean, I guess I'll go. I was gonna throw Thug Rose, and you said it, so we'll go Thug Rose in there. It should be hopefully it's less than 2-1, but it should be a safe but boring parlay, like around -180, something like that. You know?
I don't think
it hits though. It ain't boring if you're winning, so fuck it, bro. The safe shit is good.
Exactly. We're gonna go with Ricky Simón and Thug Rose Namajunas, motherfuckers. Cool. AJ, good hanging out with you. Holy shit, it's 11:06 in Huntington Beach. What time is it over there?
2:06 a.m.
Holy shit. 2:05, motherfuckers. I'm gonna be hosting my most confident picks.
Let's go.
209 is Nate Diaz. My bad. Damn. I said 205, man. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of that song. I'm going back to 505. Anyway, I'm hosting most confident picks. I'm going to give you guys my 5 most confident picks right after this. Oh, guess what, AJ? Guess how we did on last most confident picks show? Clean sweep.
Let's go.
Sweep. Clean fucking sweep. Want to see me do it again? I'll see you guys in 15 minutes over on the dark side. YouTube.com/Mike Finch. AJ's about to link it up for you motherfuckers.
Already there. It's pinned top comment in the live chat. Click on it. Go watch the Finch, man. If you guys want to hang out with me more, tomorrow I will be live 1 p.m. Eastern time. So tune into Lunchtime Live. I also have a video up on the channel. All All right. If you want to check out the latest in MMA news, I reacted to Van versus Royval. I also reacted to Justin Gaethje demanding a title shot and threatening retirement. What the hell's up with that? And then the John Jones debacle with Tom Aspinall. And then we talked about Dana White's reaction. So give it a watch. And yeah, go check out the Finch Man. He's going live momentarily. Thank you guys. Any last words, Finch?
No. Hey, it's you know, I really enjoyed the last UFC card. Like that was sick. You know, I bought the pay-per-view too. Fucking $80. Damn, Dana. But it was from top to bottom to top, I should say. Actually, I had a lot of fun. It's always fun when, you know, Trump is there and the fighters are running up to him. It's always fun when you get a wicked KO like that to start the night. You know, a title changing hands and then a wicked performance like Merab put on. I thought it was awesome, man. Loved the card and, you know, fired up for this week too.
Let's go. See you guys later. Love you guys. Peace out. Go watch the Finch. Bye.